want to give you guys one of those games where I just kind of went for a strategy I've never really seen anyone pull off, because in the bazaar they kind of design and redesign things, and a lot of the time you get something for the first time. In my case, it was the fossilized femur, which is a Mac item, I believe. It's basically a club that gets charged and scales its damage when you slow. And there are quite a lot of slows in the game right now. They've introduced a few new effects, and with the new enchanting system, and especially the starting with an enchanted item, a lot of the time the slow pick is a decent one at least. You can end up with a lot of slow triggers, which made me think this item might actually be viable. Well, it was a whole lot better than just viable. Enjoy the run. It is early though, I cannot say for sure. Oh yeah, this ain't no succulent situation. I would consider this pretty hopeless. Vanessa does not have the economy options to constantly buy aquatics to get this to a respectable value. It also does not scale itself. I think we just take the silencer and kind of go from there. Shielded silencer is very good in the early game. What?
Just toss that on my back and I'll trot it to your door. I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of stores. Go ahead, underestimate.
Diving set, sell small items. I mean like buy small items. That's interesting. Yeah, maybe.
Defeat does not defeat me.
Can you just Wise join if you can stream? Yo, Wise, Naro is wondering when you will start streaming.
Who the hell is Naro?
He's a guy in the chat. He's a fan of yours.
Ah, in due time. Perhaps
for OnlyFans 3.
Perhaps it will be an exquisite dankness this year.
Welcome in, hon.
This year or next year?
Do you know of the dankness?
I don't know what dankness is.
Oh, he means next month, right?
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, you wanna stream when it's 420?
It is the 20 days of dankness leading up to 420.
Oh my god! But that's kind of cool.
The 20 days of dankness.
Wait, what do you mean 20 day of you dank every day?
It starts with the first of the fools of the day, and then it leads and crescendos into the peak of the solstice of the dank solstice of the 20th.
Guys, I don't know this weed term. What in the world is he saying? So when you enter April, you smoke, but you smoke more and more each day?
Yes, so on day 1 you smoke 1 joint. Day 2 you smoke 2 joints.
No way.
Day 3.
No
and
way.
And then it crescendos on the 20th.
So
and
on the
by
20th,
the 20th you have
puke.
lung cancer.
Holy shit! That
is
sounds
a dangerous
insane.
journey.
Wait, I want to watch you do that. Can you stream the full 20, like Subathon, Dank Weedathon or something?
That can be arranged.
Dude, you should do that. Dankathon and you just, you know.
Wait, you mean like a whole 20 days straight? Like
It's like a
subathon?
Dankathon. Yeah, it's a Subathon. Every 5 gets he takes a hit.
Brother, you trying to kill him.
Which is alright, my tolerance can handle it.
What is your tolerance
Okay,
level?
definitely not a bong rip.
No. I mean, maybe I'll just buy some Reggie that month.
What is a Reggie?
It is the opposite of. It is a little above mid.
Is that like a vape or?
No, my friend. It is a term for the herbs. Perhaps you went about and scored yourself some Reggie. Another way to say just regular weed. Regular shitty weed.
Oh, regular shitty weed is Reggie.
Ah, yes,
I
my
didn't
friend.
know that.
Ah,
What are the good ones called?
there are many names. Dang, that good.
Another empty
Dank.
waiting to be filled.
Will you eat them for me?
Of course I will, Tiffany. Send them my way. I'll gobble them up.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right,
Gobble 'em,
Tiffany.
gobbling.
That's what I do. A goblin
Yes.
gobbles.
Now I got a sugar demon. I like sweets.
I love sweets. What's your sweet of choice? What do you get down with?
Oh man, well these right here, these Sour Patches. I
Oh, yeah.
love this. I love M&Ms, red
Peanuts or-
vines. You had everything that I love, and then chocolate covered almonds, which you don't have, but that's okay. You got chocolate covered nuts, so I work with that.
There were no chocolate covered almonds.
There were no
There were
chocolate.
no chocolate covered almonds. I just want to confirm because I definitely had on my list. Make sure Tiffany gets her chocolate covered almonds.
I didn't see any out there.
Wow. Wow.
You didn't give a list.
Yeah, you're gonna get gobbled up now. Okay, speaking of gobbling up. Sorry I had to make you wear that tie. It was the only one I had, Johannes.
He
Gobble,
wanted
gobble.
everything to be really nice for you, so.
It's nice.
Did you see out
You wanted to be
front?
nice for me.
That's right. I didn't do this for Pete Holmes. You know what I
You
mean?
gonna make me cry.
Oh, Tiffany, don't cry.
And I love your naked pictures.
Thank you. That is to
You have-
scale.
You have a that's you?
Yeah.
Is your penis that's dripping?
I mean, it wasn't dripping before. Gary, the teabag artist that came, not Fred Durst, he drew and kind of made it drip. So that's not necessarily how it is.
So it's not just dripping on.
No, but it is right now. So Tiffany,
I like it.
Tiffany, welcome. Just so you know, we haven't recorded yet, and we may never record.
Oh shit, I'm with it.
Yeah, I just kind of like to get warmed up and get to know my guest a little bit first. You know
well,
what I mean?
You know me.
How was your day?
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not feeling the best.
Oh, what happened? What's their name? Oh, no, damn it.
His name is Flo.
Wait, oh, okay.
She showed up this morning.
I can't believe she did that.
She
Did she?
woke me up at 3 o'clock.
Did you-
It's just a mess everywhere, all between my legs. And it made me hurt inside because I'm cramping. But at the same time, it made me feel good because it means I'm still young. But then it hurt me at the same time because it means I didn't get pregnant, which I wasn't even trying because I didn't even get no sex. But then I was like, why I didn't get no sex as I'm cleaning myself up? And then I was like, oh, I'm going to see the goblin today. Maybe he could get me pregnant. But then I know that the egg is dead and it's just getting flushed out. So then I'm going to have to be in a relationship with you until my next egg drop. And then I'm like, I don't even know if I want to be in a relationship with him because I don't even know if I want my baby to be green. But I seen pictures of his mama and she got pretty hair and nice body. So maybe it might be cool. But then I was like, I don't know. Is the baby going to be trying to eat me? And then I was like, you know what? It would be a problem because I fucking hate this planet anyways because it sucks. Like, shit's on fire. President's doing weird stuff. Like, who the fuck knows? And then I got out of bed. And I got dressed. And then I was like, let me do my makeup because I want to be cute for you. And that's how I'm doing today.
So you were on a girls' trip.
Yeah, it's in the movie Girls Trip.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that movie, Tiffany.
Thank you.
Can we get this woman some carbs or something? Whatever she needs, please. I mean, geez, the woman is sharing her soul with us. Whatever you want.
Isn't that
Tiffany.
what you're supposed to do with goblins? Is share your soul?
That's right. Hand to
Yes,
gob.
Hand to God.
That's what you do.
That's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm here for.
I'm telling you the truth. Tell
And
the truth, shame your boss, the devil.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I hate to shame him, but I gotta shame him.
Yeah, don't shame him. He makes all of our music. I don't want to
Oh yeah, I don't
shame
mind.
him too
Yeah,
much.
yeah. Well,
You know?
just as long as I
I don't
tell
wanna
the truth,
shame him
maybe he can make
too
a
much.
song about Auntie Flo.
Yeah.
And how she be messing up my day.
That's right. Okay, well, right now
Okay.
I have with me Grammy award-winning stand-up comedian, critically acclaimed Emmy award-winning host, and voice. Did you win an award for voiceover?
I did.
You did? What was the award called?
It's called an NAACP Award for Best Voiceover Actress.
The What She Said for Voiceover Actress.
Can you not say NAACP?
I have troubles with my double A.
I got you on
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
On
yeah.
anything with double A's.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is me. I'm a double A, and that's also.
Oh no, Tiffany, I didn't mean
My
to.
titties
Oh
only
gosh,
get big.
Johannes, don't mention it anymore. I'm
Okay,
so
okay,
sorry,
I'm
Tiffany.
sorry.
I'm so sorry I brought
All
that up. I didn't know that was a sore spot, but I'm here.
Sometimes it is sore right now
Okay,
because my
all right.
cycle
Oh God, get her some hot sauce,
When
Johannes,
my
or
period
something.
show up, my titties be sore.
Get her some of my branded hot sauce.
I love hot sauce.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Well, here you go.
I
You
put
can have
hot
that.
sauce on everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Why is it like oily at the bottom?
Don't worry about
Yeah,
it. Don't worry about it. What's that, Johannes?
don't eat that.
Don't eat it.
Nah, I would just. there's
Well,
a
it
trash
does
can
say that it
outside.
expired in 2021. I think. It
Yeah.
says. Oh no, that's the serial number.
Didn't most of us though expire in 2021?
Shit, I feel like my career did.
Yeah, mine too. Mine actually never started. Okay. Oh, Tiffany, I'm so jamming. Johannes.
Oh, wait, okay, I'm back.
Okay, good. All right, welcome
Sorry.
back.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
That's what happens when Flo shows up. You just randomly cry for no reason.
I feel like I randomly cry for no reason all
Do you
the
have
time.
cycles?
I think I do. I think it's like a God cycle. Like every day before work in my car, before I have to go in and work for Brad, I have like this existential dread where I sit in my car and I cry, and then I go into work, and then I get berated, and then I go to the bathroom and I cry, you know,
And
and
then
then I
it
go back
drips.
to my desk. That's right. It does drip just a little bit.
Okay.
And then I wipe up the tears upstairs and downstairs. I
Okay.
go sit at my cubicle, and then I have a little cry again, and then Brad comes over. He's like, "Hey, John, where are the papers?" I'm like, "Bro, you're not paying me enough." But I
And
don't
then
say
who the
that.
is Dave?
Yeah, for real.
Fucking Dave.
Dave, Brad. That's how I feel.
Well,
Rick.
which one of them could get us pregnant?
I can tell you this: neither.
Okay,
for
well then,
sure,
then let's
neither.
not deal with neither one.
For sure, neither.
Fired.
That's
They're
right.
fired.
The Black Unicorn.
Yes.
Tiffany Haddish.
Yes.
Why do they call you that?
Because I'm black and I'm a unicorn.
Well, all right. Next question.
Don't you know a unicorn when you see one?
I mean, I'm looking at one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah. They started calling me unicorn in elementary school because I had a thing growing up my forehead. It was a wart.
Did you get bullied?
Yeah. But I bully back though. I fight my bullies.
That's goblin of you. I like
know.
that.
I
We
know.
fight back.
Yeah,
We're
it's
feisty.
it's a unicorn in me. Cause you know I got that horn. So if you're nice to me, I let you be nice and touch me and all that. But if you hurt my feelings, you hurt me in any kind of way, I'll stab you with my horn
That's right.
in your chest.
That's right.
Yes.
That's kind of like, that's pretty metal of you, but like this is metal, this is the horns, but like maybe this now means Tiffany Unicorn.
Yeah.
That's what this means.
Yeah.
Just people go around and see you at shows and they just go, Unicorn!
Yeah. Maybe I'll do 2 fingers.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Cause my horn thick.
yeah. What about 3?
Nah, we're not doing
Okay.
shockers. No.
Okay.
Just.
All right. I just was asking. All right. So Tiffany.
Or maybe they
Haddish-
do like this because my horn's so thick. Maybe they do this too.
You know what? I think there's nothing wrong with
This
that.
or this.
Yeah, I think you know what? I'll stand outside your show and I'll just do that. I'll just do this and I'll just do this, and I'm sure everyone will think
I
it's
got a
fun.
show tonight in San Diego if you want to roll with me.
I'm rolling with you. Let's
rolling
go.
with me? Getting a Tesla.
Let's go right now. I mean, what are we doing this show for? We can be in
Because
San Diego.
this one they can watch anytime. The San Diego show is live.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And this is live, is it not?
No.
Okay, it's not live.
It's not live.
No, it's recorded.
I didn't think it
Or
was.
Have we recorded yet? Don't record just yet. Okay, I just want to ask a question.
Okay.
Because I'm seeing here, we've had on a lot of comedians, you know, with credit, you know,
Yeah,
you know,
they
like
got credit.
one credit, you know, you're like, I think you were in something. They're like, yeah, I played a guy who was like, bye, and then they're like, all right. You
But
got a lot of credits.
I got a lot of credits. How many do I have?
I
Did you
mean-
count them? I've been in over 300.
317?
Nope.
Nope. 300 and my hot or cold. Huh?
It says 300 at.
Oh, 50, 350, 375, 375, got here, 378, 328, 400.
340
340.
different projects over my career. This will make 341.
And now you're doing my show. Who's
Yeah.
your agent? Mine?
Yeah, we got the same agent.
Yeah, we must.
Yeah,
State Farm?
that's the only way that we can be doing.
Who? State Farm. I was with State Farm
I
forever.
left State Farm.
Are you with a bigger agency now? Are you
Yeah,
with
I'm at
Progressive?
New
Who'd you
York,
go with?
New York Life.
Who signed you?
New York.
New York Life signed you. Okay.
Better coverage.
I was with them for dental. They
With-
represented me for dental for a while.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, they didn't do good.
And then I met them in the office, and they got rid of me. My coverage
I
went
can see.
sky high. Then they got rid of me.
I could, I moonlight as a dentist if you need somebody to help you.
You moonlight as one.
Yeah, they call me Dr. Haddish in these streets.
You are a f***ing unicorn. Look at you.
That part, I can do
Dentist,
anything.
Everything. What
Yeah.
can't Tiffany Haddish do?
Get pregnant
Okay.
today.
Yeah. All right. That's fair. What's a Tiffany Haddish type?
Well, first off, we got to see that credit score. Credit score got to be over 700 first, because that's your grown-up report card. And see, if the bank won't give you a loan, why would I let you inside my body, right? And then my heart is very valuable. And if you don't know how to maintain your credit, which is a valuable thing, it means you don't know how to maintain your money. If you can't maintain your money, how you gonna maintain my heart? And if you can't make your money grow, how you gonna make my heart grow?
Let's record, Johannes. Let's start recording, okay? Wow, I can't believe you didn't get that. That's going to be the title of my next book.
Now,
Yes.
after that, I need to know if you have an EIN number, okay? If you do not know what an EIN number is,
Of course I do.
if you don't know what the EIN
Yeah,
is,
God, I know what it is.
Okay.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Everything's in.
okay, if you don't know what an
Numbers.
EIN
Everything's
is, I don't even want to be your friend, okay? I don't even want to associate with you because you're not on my level. All right, you have to have an EIN number, and you have to have it for at least 5 years. And I want to talk to your employees because this is for small business owners, and the back part, that's for corporate. And I want to know how your employees are doing because that's going to tell me what kind of goblin and or man that you're going to be in my life,
Okay.
right?
I can let you know
Because I
those
want you to be a
things.
boss.
Oh, what was that, Johannes?
I can let you know all about that. How,
You can-
how the employees are doing.
Okay.
And he
yeah.
definitely doesn't know what an EIN is.
Oh, he don't know what an EIN
I
is.
definitely know what an EIN is. I still want to make everyone else uncomfortable, Johannes. I've been for too many years, Johannes.
But see, like the questions I would ask the employees is
Yeah.
things like, do you feel like you're being heard around here? Do you feel like you're valued? Do you feel like there's opportunity for growth?
Yeah.
When you do something, do you feel like and maybe you do it wrong, do you feel like you're being scolded or that you're being guided to success? Do you feel like you're in a safe environment on a daily basis when you come into work? And do you feel like your boss is actually providing a healthy and abundant work experience for you?
It's going to be a
Johannes.
And if the employee gives me answers I don't like, then I will just be a distant friend. But if I'm hearing things I like, then I might move forward because it seems to me that I feel like how a man treats his employees will be almost about how he treats his family.
Is everyone enjoying the snacks I provided? Yes?
Yeah, thank you.
If anybody needs anything else, please feel free to get some refreshments. Adam, did you get a haircut? Every day.
Look
Looks
at that.
great. And Alex, you're there. And you brought Brett. Good to see you, Brett. Stand up, Brett. Have a round. No, stand up. Stand up. Oh, he is standing up. I couldn't recognize. He's a little short. Okay, so that all right. See, there's everybody. That's great.
Yeah.
And Brandon with a computer. There, see? That was pretty good.
That was good. That
Yeah.
was nice.
I feel like,
Do you guys like working for him?
and we're gonna roll right now. We have to move on to our next. We have Tiffany Haddish. So here we
Yeah.
go. Here we go. Tiffany, I'm in a band, and you're a musician.
Yes.
What do you play?
Triangle.
You play the triangle.
I play the triangle and my vocal cords.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm
also in the Hall of Fame. Did you know I'm in the Hall of Fame? In the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
Did you know
I
that?
know. I just didn't get to that.
You
In the
didn't?
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I'm in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for Triangle.
For triangle.
Yeah.
Look at you. I
Ting,
also
ting.
heard you played the accordion.
I do play the accordion.
I see.
I
see?
actually do that.
See, I know you do that. I know you do that. How did you start doing the accordion?
I was in
I like
Fox-
picture Weird Al,
Uh-huh.
you know, and then like some other guy who's like not talking to his family, and then you're
Well,
playing an
Steve
accordion.
Urkel. Steve Urkel inspired me. But actually,
The goat accordion player, in my opinion.
he is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Of all accordion players.
Yeah.
But actually, I was in foster care and I got placed in a home with people of Spanish descent that had a mariachi band. And I learned how to play the accordion.
I love that. What was that like growing up like that? Because I don't really know my real parents. It's a long story, you know. I don't really know how I got here. I just grew up in Reseda, very confused.
Well,
There was no one like me. I grew up in a white family, you know, so I learned how to put raisins in potato salad and
That's
things like
nasty.
that. Didn't learn any other instruments really.
Raisins and potatoes don't go together.
It's what I think.
Like, and then if you go in that original form, like a potato and grapes, that just doesn't make sense.
Why do they keep doing this?
Because they want something sweet, and they don't want to put sugar.
But
So if you want your potato salad to have a little sweetness to you, and you instead of putting raisins, put horseradish or sweet pickles.
everyone's getting a raise. Everyone's getting a raise.
That sounds sexy. You're a good man.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Goblin.
And you're all men as well. So, Tiffany, I also read you were going to high school, Woodland Hills.
Yep. El
And the
Camino
internet
Real.
never lies. It never lies. So let's make sure this is true.
The internet stay lying, so come on.
You were a mascot?
I was the mascot.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I was.
They had Tiffany had the unicorn. And they were like, I know what we should do. Let's cover her up. Why did they? No. You wanted this.
Let me tell you.
Tell me, Tiffany.
So it was 1993, 94.
Okay.
And I
Steve
was-
Urkel's favorite year, I bet.
Yes.
He was
and
popping.
He was popping, and I was in high school.
Yes.
And there was this boy I liked, and he played on the football team. I tried out for cheerleading so that I could be around the football players, so I could be around him. But what had happened was, I started realizing the cheerleaders had a lot of rules, and they had to pay for cheerleading camp, and that cost a lot of money. But you know who didn't have to pay for cheerleading camp? And who be on the bus directly with the football players?
The mascot.
The
And
mascot.
what kind of mascot was it?
I was a conquistador, and I was supposed to wear this head, and the name of the mascot was Fred. And I said, "Look, the head of the mascot
Fred
came.
Head.
Fred the head.
Yeah.
Fred's head. It smelled. It was from 1960 something, so it's older.
Yeah.
I'm not putting that on my head.
No, if he was a conquistador, it's probably from the 1600s, actually.
Who
Yeah.
knows? But the head was big and it smelled funny, so I said, I'm not putting on the head. But I will wear the helmet and I will wear everything else. And I became the only talking mascot in the valley. And I would be like, Elko, what? And everybody else would be like, me no. And I, Elko, what? And they go, me no. Who know? We know. Who know? We know, baby. And then everybody go, ooh, ooh. And the whole audience will go wild, right? And we started winning all the games. We ended up going to the championships. And everything that I appeared at, a lot of people showed up. I started noticing by my senior year, you know, the games were packed. Every single game was packed. Now, every game was not packed before I became the mascot, okay? It was stadium empty, all right? And we were okay team. But once I became the mascot, stadium packed. And I realized I didn't have no boyfriend. All my friends had boyfriends, but I couldn't get no boyfriend. So I told the school, I can't be the mascot no more. I ain't coming to no more games. I'm not doing this because I want a boyfriend, because nobody wants to be the boyfriend to the mascot. Who wants to be a mascot assistant? Nobody. So I told them I can't do this. And they said, we got to get you back out there, Tiffany. The numbers is low because you're not mascot. Nobody's coming to the game. I said, I don't know what to tell you. So by the third game, the dean called me into the office and he was like, Tiffany, what's it going to take to get you back on the field? I was like, a boyfriend? He's like, I can't get you no boyfriend. But what about, something else? Maybe we provide the candy, because I was throwing out candy and I was paying for the candy, but I wasn't really paying for the candy. It was an exchange with my homegirl. I would babysit, and then she would let me have all the candy out the 99-cent store that they didn't sell, and then that's what I would throw out. So anyways, at the end of the day, we worked out a deal where they was going to pay me $100 every game, and I had to give them receipts for the candy. That's how I did it. I got paid.
I cannot even believe how close our origin stories are.
Really?
Yes, because I actually started out as the band, Necrogoblicon's mascot.
Wow.
That's what I was like going around, and my job was kind of to try and get the crowd hyped and the band hyped. And then once I joined the band, they started winning games, and I'd be in their trailer and I'd be like, hey, it's Goblin time. And they would go, shut up, and I'd be like, let me on the bus. And they'd be like, no, and then everyone would be hyped and we start selling all these tickets, you know what I mean? And I thought maybe it would make it a little bit easier for me to get the girl, Kaden at my office, which it didn't, So it's like, I always said to people,
I think we're perfect for each other.
I've been saying for a long time, and people, when they come on my podcast, they're like, you're kind of like the green Tiffany Haddish. And I'm like, yes.
Yes, you're the male green Tiffany Haddish.
I think so.
You're beautiful like her, too.
Thank you, Tiffany.
So
Thank you, Tiffany. And you know who else is beautiful? My staff. My lovely staff.
They are. They're
working
smiles.
hard for their hot dogs, and I'm really happy that you're here. And Johannes, wow. I mean, just everyone from the top, from the boss down to you guys. I mean, we're all one. You know what I mean? I just want to say that. We're all one.
I love this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is how I am. Tiffany, honestly, I'm always embarrassed that you have to witness it like this. You know what I mean? Like, how generous I am. But that's just me. That's just me.
I love it.
That's just me. That's just how I am.
So sexy.
That's just how I am.
You
know what I
gave
mean?
me hot sauce. You treat your employees
That's right.
good.
That's right. That's right.
You had all my favorite sweets in here.
That's right.
You're so sexy.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have the naked picture with the leaky penis.
Oh, yeah. I wanted all things to make you comfortable, Tiffany.
Yeah, leaky penis definitely.
That'll do it.
Kind of on the way there.
That's what'll do it. That'll do it.
That's what you need to get pregnant.
That's it. Tiffany.
Yeah.
You.
How many kids you got?
Me?
Yeah.
None.
You don't have any kids?
No, I don't have any kids. I don't really want kids. Oh, sorry. I misspoke. Do you want kids?
Not really.
I don't want them. Yeah, no, me
But
neither.
my body
sure.
do. My
Yeah.
body wants it. But I don't.
Yeah. Well, I want whatever you or your body wants. That's
Well,
what
my
I want.
body wants the D.
That's right.
And it wants the sugar.
This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Calling all goblinpreneurs. If you want to stand out and succeed online, then Squarespace is the tool for you. You want a beautiful website? Squarespace. You want to engage with your audience? Squarespace. You want to sell products or content?
Squarespace.
You got it. Yeah, well, got one. 1 for 100. We're Squarespace. Actually, I cut out where you got it. I don't like you getting stuff right. With Squarespace, anyone but Johannes can have a beautiful website. By using design intelligence from Squarespace, you are empowered to build a website tailored to your unique style. And if you want to sell things, no worries. Squarespace payments are just a few clicks away. You'll be able to offer like all the biggest payment methods, you know what I mean? Which I know by heart. You know what I mean? There's like Klarna, Apple Pay, Costco hot dogs.
Definitely not that last one.
Squarespace even has integrated SEO tools. Johannes, do you even know what that means? SEO?
Yeah. Do you?
Of course I know what CO means. Right? It means
Search engine
optimization. Yeah.
It helps your website show up in search engine results.
I know that, Johannes. That's what I was going to say. It helps your search showing up in job engine designs. Searching. When you typey, you're like, oh, that's my thing. That's what that means. So head over to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/right now to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Squarespace! Of course, do that. Good job. Thank you for not having it in the right place the first time. Very good job. Thank you.
Adam's back pocket's open.
Adam.
That ass is fat.
Okay. Wow.
The button couldn't hang in the hole no more. We had to pop out. Show something.
Adam, thank you for that. I know when he bent over to fix your mic, I saw straight through his mouth. So, Tiffany, I thought it'd be fun. I have a lot of actors on here, comedians, and we used to play a game like based on all the roles that they've played.
Let's play.
But for you, we actually have material to go off of, you know?
Oh, let's do it.
I'm not just like, what was that short film you did in college, you know? So we're going to play right now a game I like to call Name That Quote.
Okay.
Johannes, do you have graphics for that yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever, man. Yeah, whatever.
I mean,
That's fine.
you should have
Of
seen
course
them
you
by
do,
now.
because you're so good at
That's
graphics.
awesome, Johannes. I'm so happy you did your due diligence and had the graphics ready.
Yes,
You're
Johannes.
really dope.
Yes.
I'm proud of you, man.
What me lady had
You
a
make us
said.
look good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Eyes down, Johannes. Eyes down. Okay. So I'm going to name a quote. Okay. That's from one of your
Did
films.
you see him? His eyes light up when I talked to him?
I do see that, Tiffany.
You see how he turned a little red?
I do see that.
And a slight smile that he didn't have a smile, but it was like in his eyes. And that's what you want for your employees. You want when you talk to them for them to feel a little joy in their heart and appreciate it. And that's how you're going to have long-lasting relationships in a powerhouse company. And then when you decide to cuss them the out, because you up, Johannes. You up.
Oh, whoa.
And I don't appreciate it. Where the fucking graphics at? Shit! I'm bleeding over here, man. I don't got time for this shit. Watch some graphics come up quick.
Oh, I am dripping. Oh, God, that was awesome. Okay. All right, Tiffany, here's the quote. And you tell me what movie it was from.
Okay.
All right? The quote is, and let me get a cherry Coke.
Oh, that's Girls Trip.
Oh, she got it.
Where's the graphics?
Girls, where are the graphics? Whoa, here they come.
Thank you, Johannes. I'm
Wow.
so proud of you.
Is this DreamWorks? Like, oh, you're so good.
He's killing that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You
Here's
see
another
him,
one.
he's a little stressed, but he's also excited.
Oh, I could tell.
That's what you want in your employees.
That turkey was down here, and now it's way up here, Tiffany.
It's beating in his
Yeah,
heart.
it is.
But it's moving down again.
Easy.
He's killing it.
Easy with that poultry, bro. All right. So, the next quote is, here, Lisa, take your card. And yes, I maxed that motherfucker out with a low-ass balance.
That's Girls Trip as
That's
well.
also Girls Trip, my favorite movie.
Yeah.
That's also my favorite movie, Girls Trip.
I love that. It's
All
mine
right.
too.
All right, let's go to a different film, of course. We talk about Girls Trip enough. This one goes, this place is haunted and nasty. I was in there last year and a ghost tried to me.
That's Girls Trip as well.
That's Girls Trip.
Yeah.
That's Girls Trip.
Yep. I remember all my lines from that.
Mizkiff checks the markets. Oh.
It's broken. This looks like OTK's websites when you look for the streamers. It's just, there's nothing here. The whole place is just going downhill, chat. I'm telling you. Titanium, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate it. Oh, look, there we go. What's going on? Oh.
Wahoo Mario Day. Wahoo Mario
It
Day.
happens. It's okay.
Yo, we might have to cancel the Japan trip. We might have to cancel the Japan
What is he invested in? What is he even looking at?
This is insanity.
The fuck is DAX?
Trips like this.
This is more than I do for love.
I can't go on business trips. This is it. Fuck Donald Trump. I fucking hate you, man. I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
Has more subs.
Deserved. I hate this. I hate you, Donald Trump. I did not vote for him. First of all, anyone that...
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. Such strong words. What else? Another day with a red screen. Yeah, that's a lot of... Now say thank you. Why do you spell you wrong? Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it says.
This age like milk. Stock market's crashing. I told you so. Kamala doesn't have a clue. Biden sound asleep. All caused by inept U.S. leadership. All right. Department of Education gets gutted.
50% of the workforce got fired. Rip.
First, welcome to the show, because you haven't been on in studio with me before. Now, is this the first step on the road to a total shutdown?
Yes.
Is this Hillary Clinton?
Huh. No.
Damn, that's a nice fucking necklace. You think that's like is that the diamond from the bottom of the Titanic?
Might be. That's that WWF money.
God damn.
It's because that was the president's mandate. This directive to me clearly is to shut down the Department of Education, which we know we'll have to work with Congress, to get that accomplished. But what we did today was to take the first step of eliminating what I think is bureaucratic bloat. And that's not to say that a lot of the folks, it's a humanitarian thing too. A lot of the folks that are there, they're out of a job. But we wanted to make sure that we kept all of the right people, the good people, to make sure that the outward-facing programs, the grants, the appropriations that come from Congress, all of that are being met. And none of that's going to fall through the cracks.
So,
Rep. Okay. McMahon. Oh, it is Vince McMahon's wife.
That's why I said it, yeah.
She thinks she's relevant, huh?
Well, she's the secretary of the Department of Education, so...
Yeah, but what'd she do before that?
I don't know.
shocking, given how much, and we're putting up a graphic, given how much we spend. Can't even, it's terrible.
Well, I'll tell you, it's unbelievable. And when you think about high school seniors that are graduating, only 30% of them are reading proficiently. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't read words, but they can't read cognitively. And that's what...
There's no way that high school seniors across the country can't fucking read. In America, high school seniors, you wouldn't make it to be a high school senior if you couldn't fucking read.
When they say they can't read, they mean they can't read at a high school or college reading level.
If you're a senior, you should be reading at a senior level, or else they'll hold you back. They can't hold you back?
They don't hold it back, and they don't, they can't read at what's considered like a college level.
What is a college level of reading? Do I read at a college level?
I believe so. Yes.
I hope so.
It would be a sentence like...
Well, that makes me feel smart, actually.
Like yesterday. Yesterday.
Yeah?
Feeling hungry due to his lack of dinner the previous night, Dan hopped in his Tesla and drove to a nearby grocery store. And the question would be like, oh, what do you think Dan was trying to do and why?
He was trying to go and get something to eat.
An average American high schooler would say something like, he wanted to drive in his car because it was fast, because they're retarded and they can't read the sentence.
There's no way.
Yep.
Really?
But if you were to write sentences like, Dan is hungry. Dan didn't eat his supper last night.
I actually didn't have a very big supper.
Dan gets in his car to drive to get food because he's hungry. And then it's like, why is Dan driving? And it'd be like, oh, Dan is hungry. they would get that.
There's no way people are that stupid. Really? I mean, I guess half of the people are not poggers, as they would say.
I think that is what they say, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. All right. What is this chick saying? Wait, also, Also, why do they want Canada? Canada is like a are they so retarded to know that if we get Canada, that's like another?
I don't think he actually gives a fuck. It would just be a thing for his legacy.
If they said yes to it, that would be like the end of Republicans.
Yeah, but Trump isn't a Republican. He doesn't care. He just wants his legacy. He'd be like, oh, cool, I expanded the U.S., and then he would leave. And he'd be like, cool.
I mean, that is true. He is going to die soon.
Probably. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Of old age and natural causes.
And the Canadians going on over this tariff, because the Ontario Premier says the next step is to cut off electricity to the U.S.
And the president put out a statement after seeing those comments and said that it would be there would be grave consequences imposed on Canada if they think about shutting off electricity for the United States.
If you even think about it, grave consequences. Not even if you do it.
You can mind read.
If you accidentally think about it, grave consequences.
They're going to get you.
United States of America and our citizens. And the president is also...
you know what's funny? This outfit she's wearing? Hassan is wearing the same outfit today. Exactly.
He might be.
Determined to ensure that we are depending on American electricity, not the electricity production of foreign nations, including our allies in Canada. As for
conversations between the administration and...
Wow, that's the end of that. Okay, well. Interesting. So this chick's name is Levitt? Canada...
If you want to step up into the big leagues with President Trump, you better be prepared to to play.
She misspoke.
Pretty brutal one.
Shouldn't it be prepared to pay?
Well, no, because it's all a game to them.
Canada saw, if you want to step up into the big leagues with President Trump, you better be prepared to
Fucking idiot. Misspeaking dipshit. Dumbass. Okay. 90% of presidents concede their trade wars just before mooning their economy. The Wall Street bets shit. How low can we go is the question. I feel like Trump is definitely aware of the fact that shit is not going in the right direction right now, and people are not going to be pleased. I wonder if there's a lot of people already displeased, and they're like, what's going on?
We'll see. We'll get there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I got some audience questions, and I have some of my own thrown in here as well. Okay. Oh my god, it's like the scuffed version of the other dude's financial audit. I'm Caleb Hammer, right?
Yes.
Oh, I have my... Pass me that paper. Oh, still right there? I've prepared a list of questions as well. So...
Oh, great.
Yes. So, everyone with me tonight, you're like a solo kick streamer now, right? Like no Twitch, no...
Well, I still go on Twitch sometimes.
Sometimes. What's the purpose of that, exactly?
I guess it's just might as well keep my spot warm, you know?
Do you have a lot of subs on refresh there?
No. I don't.
Really?
No. I don't even farm subs on Twitch anymore.
So on Twitch, when they ban you, your subs, any subs that was going to recur while you were banned, you get booted off right away, yeah? Like, if I had a sub, because I've heard before that if you get a 30-day, it basically kills off all of your recurring subs.
Well, that would, yeah. I've never had 30 days.
Okay, but if you get a 7-day and like someone was about to pay you during that 7 days, wouldn't that cancel that sub out? Are they going to charge you during that period?
I'm not sure, because I know some people, they will buy it for like more than 1 month at a time. At least that's how they used to do it. So I don't know. I've never looked at it. I think it's been too long since I only would have had 1 7-day ban, and that was before it was really like making enough to care.
7 days. Interesting. I thought you've gotten banned like 1 million times. No?
Oh, just like 1 days or like 3 days. sometimes. So
Okay.
I wouldn't even call it ban. That's more of like timeout.
Always for the same shit. You were fighting with other women a lot, I remember.
I wasn't fighting. They were petty. I didn't do anything.
What do you feel about the state of Twitch now with all the infighting and everything else there?
You mean like the advertisement and the political drama?
No, I mean like the pools and hot tub scene, I guess you could say at this point.
Is that even alive anymore?
You think it's dead on Twitch? They've killed it.
Yeah, I think they pretty much killed it.
Really?
Like, it's still, people are in it, but at least as far as I know, I don't know any current drama. What have you encountered when you were in the hot tub
I never,
section?
personally.
How often do you peruse?
Never.
How often do you partake in swimming in those hot tubs?
Never. But
okay.
I've heard, sweating a little bit here. No, I've heard that, there was Woodbabe, as I'm familiar with one. They were on Twitch, and then they went to, I remember seeing that stream on Twitch, and I was like, I cannot believe that this shit exists, because that was unbelievable, is what I would say. Then
it ceased to exist?
I don't think so. I don't think it's on Twitch anymore. What is your understanding? What's the current lay of the land on Twitch of what's allowed? Like if you were like, okay, I'm gonna go on Twitch, what can you do? What can you not do today?
I know I can wash cars.
You can wash cars. Okay.
Yes. I'm not sure what is allowed for bikini stuff, actually.
Really?
It seems to be like they don't like ass, even if you're not focusing on it. If they can see it for more than like 10 seconds, sometimes it's a problem, depending on who's moderating, I guess.
So it's just an actual 10-second. There's like a time limit of like how long you can have certain things on screen, and that's it?
That's expressed to me, but not the actual time limit itself, just the concept of there is a time limit to what they consider being focused, but it's always very vague. Never a direct answer on what that time limit is.
That is kind of the thing with Twitch a little bit, is it not? Like just vagueness, the whole thing?
Yeah, very vague.
Interesting. I've had my tangles with Twitch lately. Me and Duhhlion were one of two people that have an extreme harassment ban.
What did Duhhlion do recently? Is it
No. This is from us before. It's me and my brother. The two of us are the only ones who have ever gotten this ban. Very,
Okay.
I would say it's a very.
Who did you harass?
Well, I guess that's up for debate, but I would say like maybe the people of Twitch a little bit, right? So it's hard to say specifically who. I think I was doing a political movement, but I'm sure that they see it as a different manner than I do.
Like a Jan 6 harassment political movement kind of thing?
No. Basically, I was like, you really haven't kept up. Twitch is an anti-Semitic hellhole. Do you know about Dan Clancy? You know about this guy? He knows about you. I can guarantee that.
I do know Dan. I was more comparing it to like harassment, but I think it's political. Like I'm sure the Jan 6ers see that as well.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Not anymore. Now they're all out. They have full control to do whatever they want at this point in time. They're like golden for life. They all got pardoned, but then some of them, I guess, committed crimes right away.
When do you get pardoned?
For what? What have I done?
On the Twitch world.
Oh.
For your crimes.
See, it's not. I'm in a state of limbo. Like, have you ever? What's the movie with not Tom Cruise? Tom Hanks. It's like purgatory. So what happened is I went to go and delete my account, and when I was halfway through that thing, because the first thing they make you do is they make you download all your data, and as soon as you've downloaded all your data, then you can delete your account. So I'm through that. I'm like halfway through that stage, and then they saw that I was trying to delete my account, and they banned me instantly. And at first, I didn't even have a ban message. Okay, so I don't know. I can't even access the appeals portal. So, but my account is deleted also, but it's also banned. So it's in this weird state.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I fucking hate Twitch. I think it's a shitty website, and I can't wait for it to go down the fucking shitter, which will be soon. Keep an eye on
But does it bother you that you didn't get to fully delete your account yourself? Does that bother you that they banned it and took away your autonomy in that way?
The only thing that annoys me is slightly annoying is like the inability to speak with people on Twitch. I think is the bigger problem right now. Is like the whole like if you're banned, you can't talk with Twitch people anymore. Like that's frustrating. I feel like that's like annoying. But there was only really one circumstance where that was going to be a big thing. It's when I was going to talk with Asmongold about all the crazy shit with anti-Semitism on Twitch and things along those lines. And
that kind of got fucked as a result of that whole situation.
Yeah. I'm gonna get another pillow.
Yeah,
Do you have like another pillow? I'm too short, and if I lean back, my feet will not touch the ground.
Which one do you prefer?
Ooh, give me the big one.
Okay, big one's softer anyways. Let me just make sure this is all working okay. Okay, good. All right, normally I was about to hear like nice audio, a mega lull 10 times over, and I was like, oh, we haven't had audio for the entire time.
Oh, we haven't?
No, I was joking.
Oh,
but that's the type of thing that they would do, and no one would tell me. They would let me go through the entire episode with no fucking audio, and then they would just do a bunch of megalulls going across the screen, and I would have no idea of what's happening. And that's a. See, the thing is that the audience that exists for this show is very cruel, and they would let me go an entire show without hearing a single fucking word, and they would act as if they could hear me speaking, meaning they would do things like, say good one, Dan, and lol W's and all that. And then if anyone said anything, they would actually sweep the whole screen with a bunch of people sweeping so that it would like very quickly go off the screen so I wouldn't know what happened immediately.
I like that.
It's like funny. A very evil set of people designed to like kind of fuck me over a little bit. But anyways.
So where are we streaming this just on Kick, right?
Of course, only on Kick.
Okay.
I would never stream.
All right.
I would never stream to
I wasn't
Twitch.
sure it was YouTube or anything.
No. Well, I did YouTube, but I like Kick because I feel like the big thing is to me, like when I do like normal streams, I kind of fucking hate on YouTube. Like if you play audio, like your stream's just gonna get shut off. Like you can't listen to music.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if you are just watching TV trailers or shit like that, like your stream will just get fucking nixed.
It's so boring.
It is, and I feel like to a certain extent, Kick is like maybe what Twitch was back when it was like in a Justin TV early days.
I feel that.
Yeah, and I like that a lot. I hope they don't change that essence, that feeling of that whole thing like that. I worry that it might in the future as they grow and like I don't know, they have aspirations to get bigger and they're like, all right, we got to clean up this site. We can't have this category on the homepage or anything. And then that like the changes that are coming at that point is like everyone tried. But I don't know. I feel like that maybe that was the case with like the last administration in the US, but now it's like everything's changing. Maybe now we're going backwards a little bit, and now, maybe those categories.
I mean, Kick's Australian based, I think, right?
That is true. Yes.
So I mean, Australia is kind of the Wild West in many ways,
Yes, I was out there. It's a very interesting city, very young. Like
which one?
Melbourne. Melbourne. Like I didn't see a single person. I think I was the oldest person that exists there. Like everyone was like 20 to 30 across the board. It was the wildest thing in my life. You go and you walk through the city, and just everyone is younger than you, and you're like, I'm fucking old. I'm dying.
Because the older ones get bit by a snake and they die.
That might be it. There's like not a lot of life expectancy.
Yeah.
But then you would think that as you get older, you get more experience and like you know how to avoid the snakes because you've lived your entire life being able to dodge the snakes and the spiders, as opposed to like an 8-year-old. He doesn't know it. Like, oh, cool, it's a snake. I want to touch it. Nope, you're fucking dead. Just like that. That would be the reasoning. Like that's my thinking at least. So I feel like the old people we deserve to live longer because we've had to struggle for it. Young people, they don't know what they have. That's the problem. But anyways, on this show, which I don't know what this is yet, I thought I know you've done an audit, whatever. That's boring. But I did see you spent a lot of money, and you have horses, which I will forgive you for, because in general
they are not good investments.
Well, no, horses are not good enough. But the problem, okay, I'm going to say this right now. Horsewomen, and Erudite is another one, trouble. Okay, you guys.
In what way?
You guys are the fucking.
I think
you're the
women
craziest.
in general are trouble. Why are the horse ones
Horse girls are fucking off the charts. I mean, you guys are worse than ferret girls.
What, ferret girls?
People that are really into ferrets.
I've never known any in person. Have I? Wait, do we know any?
This is why I wear red, so the crew won't
Okay.
see me bleed.
I'm just telling you, horse girls are like remember the hot girl like whatever Matrix? There needs to be like a new category at the top, and it's like really enjoys horses a lot. Like it's their idea.
Whoa, hold on. What do you mean by that?
Not like you think. God, your mouth is in the gutter.
Because I'm like, that is not all
like
horse
people
girls.
that are like,
Please.
I buy all the latest horse girl fashion. Like the whole brand of like horse girl.
I mean, there's many brands. There's
exactly.
a lot.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the whole. I don't know. Yeah, like the Dallas Fort Worth. Stockton, the Stockades vibe. If you ever been out there with cowboy boots and
I've been to the Houston rodeo, not the Dallas.
Okay,
stuff.
that type of vibe. But anyways, they're dangerous. I know you're one of them. I'm gonna give
They're
you.
dangerous for your wallet. That is very true.
Well, they're just. I don't know the best way to describe it. I would say in general, I think that they're just fucking nuts. That's it. I don't know. There's not a nicer way to do it. You guys are fucking crazy. You're crazy, unpredictable.
I know a lot
wild.
of women who are crazy who can't afford horses.
Yeah, but imagine if they had a horse.
Well, they probably leave men alone more.
Well, I know if they had a horse, they would be worse, right? That's the only thing keeping them kind of normal. Okay. The first thing is just kind of, this is funny. What would you give to advice to young girls out there? They're just starting out and want to be in OnlyFans. Normally, it's like, what would you give to young advice to girls that want to be like an astronaut? It's like, well, study real hard.
Well,
what advice do you have for girls that want to make it in porn?
Don't. Terrible idea.
Terrible idea.
That is an awful idea.
Unless it's like you, then it's not a bad idea.
Well, no, it's depends what you mean by like me, right? You would have to have already an existing social media presence and following, but you can't grow on OnlyFans. It's not like you can get followers or like Instagram where you post something and you get more followers.
Speaking of which, do you feel like Discovery? How do you feel like Discovery is on all the streaming sites at this point? Like, where do you rank
I don't think there's actually much discovery happening on streaming exclusive platforms.
I think it's YouTube only.
I think
the only place.
Yeah, but I'm banned there, so.
You're banned from YouTube?
Yeah.
Perma.
Yeah, they won't tell me why. They banned all my accounts. Even the ones that are just browsing videos, not even posting content on, they banned those too.
Interesting.
And they won't give me a reason.
I know some people over there. Let me make some calls.
Oh, that would be great.
I've been very plugged in, but I'm sure you guys have.
We've been trying.
I don't know why I'm saying it like
it's hard.
Yeah, I'm like, let me make
hard.
some calls where fucking Amaranth is over here, probably knows the CEO.
I don't have many connections at YouTube. I've had people who have tried and have not succeeded. So.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I feel like that would
at least give me an answer. Jeez.
You know, the answers come really tough.
Yeah,
they are out there, but they don't want you to know. You know, so Destiny, the guy who's on a little bit of shenanigans right now, to put it lightly. He was banned from Twitch. No one would tell him why, and he always assumed it was for one reason. It was only until like some people that worked for Twitch leaked the actual internal, they have like their own administration panel or whatever, and someone at Twitch leaked the reasoning that he was banned. And it was so fucked up. The reason he got banned is he was basically said something to the effect of, I can't keep arguing with these fucking inbred assholes. I'm gonna get my channel banned. And ironically, that is what got his channel banned permanently forever on Twitch. And the funny
inbred.
Well, it was a group of people, but that's okay on Twitch. You know, I would pull up a clip right now. I'm not at the computer, but there's this guy Hassan Piker. I don't know if you know who he is or not.
Yeah, small streamer, yeah.
Small streamer, small head, small penis, loves to pay money for prostitutes. That's just, anyways. So this guy, he likes to call Jews inbred all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Nothing happens to him.
Oh.
I don't know why. I think it's because he wears like a grandma getup, like the whole thing, like like wool shirt, pearl necklace.
But if I wore a pearl necklace in the pool section, I'd get banned instantly.
It really is unfair. Have you considered praising Hamas? Maybe. That might do it on Twitch.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
Think about it.
All right. So your advice is don't do it. But is that okay? Listen, some girls they're hot and they're like, listen, I know my life's gonna be easy because I'm fucking smoking hot.
Right.
I want to do OnlyFans. So what's the actual advice for them?
If you're that hot, your life
like
will be so much easier if you just go after a nice man who has the money and the investments already figured out.
Really?
Yeah.
But you're like you're worth what, 50 million? I think I heard from the last thing.
Let's look up like actual business finances. I'm sure it's that or more. Like guys with their stock portfolios and their crypto monies and their businesses.
You're self-made.
There was so much more work than just sucking the right dick.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the same. It's just different dicks, right? I mean, obviously, I understand. Yes.
That is what it appears to be, yeah. But see how much more work different dicks is rather than one good one that has a nice,
but you get more
like
variety.
a nice
you get more
situation.
variety with one option.
Variety is not.
I'll say I'm an agreeer. Okay, variety. It does not seem to be everything. It causes a lot of problems, is what I'm going to say.
Variety is a big issue. People think they want variety, but
people think that, but their friends, the people around them, also definitely they're not a fan. I'll tell you that. Nobody thinks about how variety messes with the friendships that you have. You're with a different woman all the time. It's a very frustrating situation. I can,
one woman is frustrating enough. Now you add multiple women you have to keep up with. That's
unbelievable. Yeah, it's a crazy situation. Okay, so if you're super hot, still don't do it. Is your advice?
Don't. I think that's a bigger reason to not do it.
Are you just saying this because you want less competition?
There's no competition.
You're already the top. No one's coming. This is like in The Gentleman, where I'm the lion, and the lion eats.
I'm past the peak. I'm in my 30s now. I don't have.
Yeah, but now you're in the next. Now you're in the next genre.
But now I'm just fighting with MILFs. I'm not fighting with young girls coming into the market anymore.
I feel like there's a lot more of us. Okay, a lot more of us looking for MILF porn than there is for the young.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It's not about new competition, because the new competition wouldn't be in the same age bracket as me by this point.
Okay, so still don't do it is the advice. So basically, no one ever do OnlyFans
unless you already have a big following and you don't care about like brand deals, you don't care about what people think about you, you don't care about personal life potential repercussions. Because if you still want to be like a teacher someday, definitely don't do it.
This fucks you for life.
Yeah, like you
have one thing you can do for the rest of your life after that. Actually, I don't know if that's true.
It depends. If you want to work like in corporate, probably not a good idea. Right.
But what are some things you can do?
You can be an entrepreneur. You can invest. You can start your own business. You can just enjoy your money and laugh as the money rolls in. If you can keep it going, you can. I don't know.
So let me ask you.
Work with animals.
Okay. Yeah. We did.
They don't care.
This is the horse girl thing.
They don't care.
It really is all defining, isn't it? That's it. Horses all the way down. All right. So $50 million is what I heard roughly from the Caleb Hammer interview that you did with yourself. Why the fuck are you still doing this? Why not? Like at that point, I mean, I know you have different investments and different things. I feel like, I feel like I wouldn't be working as hard as it seems that you were.
The problem is I am a horse girl. So I'm very greedy.
Yeah.
I call it ambitious, but some people call it greed. Broke
you want to
people.
stay on the top.
Yeah, not even. I don't have to say on the top. I want to have a life where I don't have to wonder, can I afford this?
Yeah, but you've already. I don't buy that, because the thing is, I know there's different levels of being successful in life and different levels of comfort. So like, I would say that if you're single, depending on where you live, once you hit about 250K a year of like revenue, from a business or an investment or something, you're pretty much, you can, for the most part, do what you want to do for the rest of your life. You can travel, for the most part. Sure. You rent experiences is the main difference, as opposed to like the difference between myself and Elon Musk, or yourself and Elon Musk, is that like we could probably take a private jet. We probably wouldn't, because it would be retardedly expensive. It's like $14,000 an hour, right, to do it.
Yeah.
And so the difference is we could do it. We may choose not to because it's stupid. But at the end of the day, they can buy experiences. We have to rent them still at this level, right? So like, for instance, if you go on a trip to Paris and you're like, you see a really sick house, Elon Musk can just say, this place is sick, I want to buy it. And then say, hey, Steve. And Steve's like, yes, sir. And you're like, Steve, go fucking buy me that place. And Steve will go do that for you. Right? That's the big difference, I think, of going from 50 million to 5 billion, is that you don't have to rent experiences more. You can just be like, oh, I want that. But in the same part, though, I don't think your actual quality of life or the experiences that you can do will change at all.
I agree with that.
Right?
Yeah. No, it's definitely my quality of life thing. I could stop right now and I could just coast forever and enjoy, probably live pretty, I guess, luxuriously, you could say. But for me, I really believe in just, while you have an opportunity and you don't mind doing it, like I don't hate social media. I'm not at the point where I'm like, I cannot do this anymore. I might as well just keep going for the last few years that I have left, because I have an expiration date. I'm like,
what's the expiration date? How old until you're like, okay, I can't be 60?
I would say for girls, the peak MILF age that like people are willing to like engage with actively is probably around 40. But I think I want to be done before that, like 35-ish.
How old are you right now?
Like 31, I think.
Okay. So 4 more years. Not that there's anything wrong with being 40, by the way.
Yeah.
You could ask Hassan. He was 40 like.
Yeah, but
15
he's
or
a guy.
20
I
years
feel
ago.
like the perception of like guys is much different than
Well,
it
yeah,
is
I
for
mean,
girls because guys
he
are more
gets-
aspirational. Guys are more relatable. Like people live vicariously through guys. For
That is
women,
true.
they
I
just
have
start to
seen
pity us if we're still online. We're old. They're like, "Didn't you want kids? Where's your family? Why don't you like?" You know? I was like, "Oh no, soul." Like,
I could see that being the case, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So next question. Now that we've gotten into this, that no one should do OnlyFans unless you already have an established following and you have no other career options.
No, it's if you don't care about like corporate connections.
Well, yeah,
you know?
that's like no other.
Yeah.
No, like you're.
I wouldn't say you don't have other options. Like this is the only thing I can do because I'm a stupid bitch. Like no, it's just if you don't want to do anything else, don't have aspirations to do anything else. You know.
Okay. So, porn drives technology, as you know. And right now, we are getting into the world of AI. So pretty soon, I'm not going to even need Amaranth VIP. I'm just going to load up my Amaranth GPT and tell her exactly what I want to have happen.
I already have that.
Yeah, but it's going to be better. Like, you know, like the Apple virtual reality, but like times 10. So the question is,
hell yeah, let's go.
How do you think that changes things? So, we've already seen this a little bit. Like some of the biggest female streamers on Twitch are fucking VTubers.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So what the fuck? Like how far off are we from like? I don't know. Like you don't even have to. How like
I think as soon as it becomes realistic, like the AI technology, where it looks like an actual person, not like a
that's
animated.
They're all cooked at that point. It's like you can just make your.
Right, but I
wonder
think it benefits the people who are already personalities because it's the brand recognition.
Yes.
Because like think about like if you can see this from a marketing standpoint too, not even streamer related. If I was a company and I had just a spokesperson and I had any AI character model I could choose from, why would I make my own random AI when I could have AI The Rock because people know who he is, right? So it's like the people who already have brands will benefit from it because they will be able to offer their own AI service. They'll be able to sue ones that don't have permission to use their likeness, things like that. And then like new people coming in, it'll be harder and harder for them because they have to compete not only with the real people but also their AI models. And then like if they're new, why would anyone care about this new face when they can see a new perfect AI face if we're going to go for new person?
Well, you know, I think a lot of the VTubers, they kind of made it initially just off of like they didn't have anything, right? They just came out and they were a VTuber on day one, right?
Yeah.
There's some people that put in like a tremendous amount of technical effort that got kind of somewhat famous. Like I think Code Nico is one of those people that like, but then she like came out and you know but then there was also Sushi Dragon. I know he wasn't a VTuber, but he had like crazy
innovative
like, VFX and shit like that. But I feel like that the effort level of that is like 10 times higher than just being a hot girl, right? That's just.
Oh yeah, definitely more effort. Like they have to be entertaining, you know. That's like already more effort, and then plus technology, like make sure all their stuff is synced up and working correctly, and testing and designing new skins for your VTuber model.
It does feel like some of the people that have success right now that are very PG, really, you know, like the high value, like the Pokemans, if you will, like the PG, like you know, pretty. 100% brand safe. Like you could throw any brand you want behind Pokemon and there would be no issue whatsoever. The problem is that people that try to I would assume the people that try to chase that type of goal is just unrealistic. There's only so many Tom Hanks and Keanu Reeves and Pokemans out there, and it's just impossible. And it's just way simpler to just be a little bit more gritty, a little bit more funny.
Oh yeah.
Right? But yeah, you're not rewarded for that. But that is kind of the easy route. But I think people appreciate that a little bit about you, especially the ability that you've kind of come out and said, basically, what other girls are coming out and saying so much about their business or anything else, or even know what's going on. They're just, you know,
not a lot because
don't paying their
some of them are afraid too because they don't want to ruin like the illusion, and others just don't know and don't do anything with their money. They just collect it and live frivolously, you know, off the influencer money. They don't invest.
Yeah, so what happens after OnlyFans? So 5 more years. MILFland is over.
It'll be AI Amaranth and OnlyFans, so
okay.
it'll probably
you
stay open.
hope that AI Amaranth is going to be hot enough, okay? Because they're going to keep
I
getting
can
older.
tweak her, okay? We can slowly change her so people don't notice.
So like one day we'll like Chat GBT Amaranth be like a grandmother? Like, is there gonna be like a
No, she'll never age. But it will be customizable.
Grammar man. There's a way of saying this. Grammar man. Yes.
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 Yeah, she'll never get old unless you want her to only for you. But she'll never like across the brand get old. But you can customize her probably to what you would
You're really
want.
pushing this all the way.
Like if you want a boob slider, you know, you like them big, you like no titty, you like different color eyes, different color hair.
Okay, I got it. Makes sense.
You want a black amaranth? Who knows?
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't. These are
you want
different
wings,
worlds.
horns, snake tongue? I don't know. It's like those dress-up games, but with your avatar.
They have. I've been watching some of these character creations, and they're getting a little bit. Let's just say
Like
these
the Enzoi ones.
I don't. There was one that was like, how big do you want your ass to be, and like how far away from your asshole should your cheeks be, and it's like
finally someone who gets the things we care about.
I didn't grow up having games like this. I mean, I wish I did, but I sure as fuck I didn't.
Amen.
Yeah. Okay, so after OnlyFans, it's just you're hoping that you can have the AI stuff maybe keep going, but it's outside of that, you think you're just going to get more into real estate, do more investing, or are you just
kind of a mixture of all of it,
or just hang out, right? Chill.
Yeah, eventually, when I'm even if I end up getting like a ranch somewhere later down the line, then I can just do some streams IRL every now and then.
So you're fucking full bought into the horse girl shit. A fucking ranch?
Well, yeah. That's why I need so much money. Have you seen the price of those two things?
This is so disappointing. Oh, Jesus.
Property alone can cost $50 million. All right.
You're buying a fucking ranch?
Not eventually, not right now, actively, but
okay.
But yeah, like that, and I have other things I want to do too. Like, yes, what's after OnlyFans? Well, that's not the only thing I currently do. Anyways, we're also working on some shows. I'm in the office working on stuff. We're wanting to do kind of like a Razzies. You know how Cutie Cinderella has the Streamer Awards?
Yeah, I'm familiar with that one, but there's a lot of terrorist apologia that goes on in that show for some reason. I don't know. It's very strange. You should make sure not to have that on your show.
Oh yeah.
Or you can have a special segment for like tier lists of like the most terrorist enjoyers or something along those.
Oh yeah, you can help us with that. If you have any contributions.
I know all the big names. Okay, I will be objective as well in my ranking. I have favorites, but I will put that aside for my tier list. Okay. Okay. Tell me something surprising, like about money. Things that people think make a fuck ton of money, or things that people make no money that do, or the opposite, basically. What's something along those lines? Like, I think people say all
meme
the money,
coins.
Meme coins.
They keep trying to invest in meme coins. They keep getting got.
Oh no, not for retards. I'm talking about for you. Yeah, no shit. These guys, people
it's so funny to watch.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, why? How did they get scammed from Idiot Coin or whatever? I don't know, just stuff like that. Or it's like, you knew this, bro. You knew.
It is a little bit interesting. Okay. No, I meant for you. You're supposed to say like, I bet people had no idea that that I had make so much money off of messages on OnlyFans, or I make all of my money on.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. The best money maker on OnlyFans is actually financial dominatrixing. You know what that is?
No, but I'm very interested.
Basically,
how can I do it? Because this sounds like something I would love to do. Send me money, you fucking little bitch, right now. That's what I want to do.
No,
you won't do it.
You might think
just like that.
You might think it's the nude pictures. You might think it was like actual porn. No, the best money maker is they don't want anything in return except you telling them to spend all their money on you, draining their wallet. They say, please drain my wallet. We've been offered PayPal accounts, credit card numbers. Like, please tell me what can I buy for you that costs over like $5,000, and some of them even will pay us like $7,000 to $10,000 per like 2-minute video to just tell them that they're a piece of shit.
Dude, that's fucking sick.
I know.
I do that for free right now.
Shh, don't tell me.
To chatters.
Don't tell me.
Only. God damn, I could get paid for this?
Yes.
I mean, not me. Well, I mean, not me.
Yes,
but,
that is the best form of money.
If I was a hot girl, that would be amazing. Imagine getting paid just to, that's like the dream. That's really the dream. I'm jealous. I mean, I have to do that for free. You know what? We're different though.
I'm a craftsman. I do it for the love of telling people that they're shit. You do it for the money. We're not the same.
I do love it though. It's a little both, but yes, I restrain myself until the money.
I guess you could say if you're really good at something, don't never do it for free.
That's
but
right.
I fucking love it so much. It's okay though. It's fine. Okay. So
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago. My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
It's really irritating. It's like, and I know exactly what would happen as well. Noah Samson did this a while ago. I probably still have the stream VOD of me reacting to it, even though he deleted the video. Noah Samson was saying like, oh, I didn't know bad about doxes. I haven't seen the evidence because it's like a screenshot of redacted stuff. If I see the evidence, I'll, denounce him. But I'm like, I guarantee you they'll say that all the way up until you actually show the docs, and they'll say, oh, but you just doxed yourself. That's what they'll do. A lawsuit could be incoming for Noah Samson if his lawyer approves it. Wait, what? For saying that he supports genocide and shit? What the fuck? Are you going to be on the H3 subathon? No plans. Nope. I don't care. Like, I'm not really like a... Like, positive collab is just not that good to me. It's not my thing.
Can you send it to can you send it to my attorney? Thank you. Sounds pretty defamatory. And again, I'm not taking any prisoners. If my attorney thinks there's anything in here, if he thinks that there's like a decent shot of defamation, I'm suing this fucking piece of shit, little scumbag.
When did we ever back a genocide?
I'm sorry.
When? Like, show me.
I'm not playing around, man.
And what is Turkey Tom doing in there?
I don't... It's because you're not part of the narrative. You don't do the narrative. You can literally call it a genocide and oppose it, but you need to be part of the narrative. And the narrative is that we take no quarters with Israelis. Like, we take no quarter. Not even... We don't even say, like, you don't say two states. You don't say Israeli security. You don't say, like, Hamas did bad things. You don't say any of that. Okay, that makes you defend genocide, apparently. All or nothing. All or nothing. God, these guys are so fucking disgusting. Jesus, like, it's so weird how, like, Western radicals literally just get to sit there from across a fucking ocean and be like, keep going, guys, keep on chugging, keep on fighting, you'll get it all back one day. Yeah, you'll dislodge these people who have nowhere else to go and are definitely not going to cede their demographic majority in 2025 in the Middle East as Jews. It's a good tactic, though, eh? Because I support Ukraine wholeheartedly, you know, and I don't really. You notice in the Ukraine conflict, like you never see people like fucking purity testing each other and whether they call it a genocide. I've never even really made up my mind of whether I call what's happening in Ukraine a genocide, but maybe I should just start committing to that it is. Whatever the last is it section E or F, whatever, the one about removing children. Because Russia kidnapped 30,000 children and like turned them into little Russians and shit. Was it 20,000? Don't know why that had security purposes. They just kind of did that because mental. Shall I just go like silence his violence on Noah Samson? He's not made a fucking video about anything in Ukraine. He actually. And if he mentions the death toll, I'm just going to multiply it by 3 and call him a denier for using a lower estimate. If he, God forbid, if that piece of shit says that the death toll in Mariupol was 25,000, I'm going to be like, excuse me, David Irving, the higher estimate's 75,000 in one city, by the way, that was besieged for less than a year, by the way.
Remember hearing him say anything about the conflict.
Me neither.
Destiny I get. And Mudahar, by the way, is Muslim. So, like, it's a weird fucking thing that to even grope him in to it at all.
So this guy, the thumbnail, he was doing A/B test, and in another thumbnail there was also loner box. So
that is so
that's me.
fucked up.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is good, disgusting, dude.
Oh yeah, he did just kind of throw my picture in there without even substantiating. He did kind of just do that. Hmm. It was right after you reacted to it. Yeah, I mean, if he wants to say it to me, like, I guess, like, to some degree, my position was that I supported Israel taking some action against Hamas. I don't support the way they did it because it was fucking mental. I thought the war should have ended, like, in July or June or whenever that ceasefire term was offered, the one that's quite similar to the one that they're in now. But, you know, I think some military action against Hamas was justified, and I also think getting rid of them in the long term is justified, even if it means by force. And I think it's not a genocide yet, pending further information. So I can see why he would want to call me that, you know, if he's a fucking idiot, but, like... But Ethan, also, if you're going to put me in it, at least try to substantiate it. Like, the fuck? They should make a class action lawsuit against Noah. I would consider, honestly, I would consider what he did to with putting me in it malicious as well, because he literally only put my fucking face in that thumbnail after I'd reacted to him, as a kind of like, take that, bro.
That is so gross. Yeah, that's the thing. People.
For Box doesn't get the clicks.
That's probably good in this case. Can you?
Oh no.
So Hassan started beef with Mudahar, who I'm acquainted with.
I will say, I'm sorry, like, people fucking hating on me seems to actually attract a fair bit of attention, given my size. I feel like for quite a small creator, it's like there's quite a big fucking industry in shitting on me, proportionate to my size. For some reason.
I know him well enough to know he's not pro-genocide. So this fucking little scumbag here who...
Oh, it's back to the start.
Now this is health food. Literally.
1,300 viewers on YouTube isn't that small. Well...
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my...
Noah's fans were shitting on Ukraine. I told you guys this many, many times. There is a good, and you can clip this if you want, because it's fucking true, okay? I told you this many times. There is a reason that all of these humanitarian, quote-unquote, these faux humanitarian lefty shitheads were able to make 50 videos about Palestine, but not one about Ukraine. People like Sean, people like Noah Samson. It's because they know full well that their tanky shithead audience is divided. They know that some people would support them for opposing the invasion of Ukraine, and some people would hate them for supporting Ukraine because they are tankies who still, to this day, resent Eastern Europeans because they had 75 years, or 70-ish years, they had decades of Soviet indoctrination and Soviet control over them, and control of their education system, and all the time and power in the world, literally purging their language, censoring their media, crushing opposition. They had every opportunity in the world to indoctrinate these people and re-educate them or whatever with Marxist-Leninism. And as soon as the Iron Curtain fell, they all ditched it. And they made fucking museums where they spoke about how Soviet rule was basically like dog shit, right? So that's why... And they turned the KGB prison into a museum where they give people tours and talk about how horrible it was. So that's Noah Samson's problem, right? That's why he can't really make a video condemning all of Putin's actions in Ukraine, or just isn't interested in it, because half of his audience will call him a NATO shill or some shit. Despite the fact that the Russia-Ukraine conflict should not be a conflict at all, because both sides agreed to settle it. Both sides agreed in 1994 that these were the borders. Crimea was in Ukraine. They declared independence. The majority of Crimeans voted in favor of Ukrainian independence in 91. And in 94, Russia, US, UK, Ukraine said, these are the borders. We all agree. That's what they said. that is so much more clear cut than the Israel-Palestine conflict, where like there's never been any fucking agreement from both sides on the borders or the final settlement or anything, right?
Wouldn't the Byzantines be ruling Syria? Istanbul was Constantinople after all. Syria prima will rise again. Latin cross emoji, star and crescent emoji, Star of David emoji.
Thanks for the $10, TV. I appreciate that. 25,000 civilians died in Mariupol alone, a single city in Ukraine, but no mention from these guys. Yeah, the death toll in Mariupol alone is estimated between like sort of 15, 20,000 and up to 75,000. We don't know because there's no, the Ukrainian health authorities cannot go in and count the dead. They can't. All we can do is have aerial photographs to look at the mass graves that have been built around the city to estimate that it could be as high as 75,000 dead in Mariupol. And the Russians are meanwhile trying to turn it into a Russian town, like a Russified city, and bringing settlers in and shit. Despite the fact that Ukraine never, October 7th, Moscow, right? They never launched people into Russia to murder civilians. They never tried to destroy Russia as a country. But apparently, like, Palestine's the simple one. Unbelievable. And you wonder why Jews see that discourse and think you're anti-Semitic. Like, you wonder why Jews think you're anti-Semitic when you give all that attention to Israel's actions, but you won't say a fucking word about Assad. You won't say a word about Russia, Ukraine. And when you do, it's like the most nuanced conflict in the world compared to Palestine. Yeah, people are going to think, why the disproportion? They're going to think that old joke, anti-Semitism is hating Jews more than is absolutely necessary. Because despite all the shit that Israel does, it pales compared to the actions of someone like Putin or Assad. But, you know, Assad, who was supported by Hezbollah and the Houthis, by the way, who these guys glaze. See, even this fucking idiot in chat, Kherson and Zaporizhia is Ukrainian, Donetsk, Luhansk is Russian, Crimea should be an independent country. Like, what a retarded colonial fucking supremacist bullshit thing to say. It's like saying that, like, all the settlements are Israeli because they're majority Jewish now. Like, why the fuck would you say that? It's so dumb. Why did these regions become majority Russian? Oh yeah, because the Soviet Union, which oversaw fucking famines and ethnic cleansing, decided to replace populations with Russian settlers, or the Russian Empire did it before them. Or because they literally purged the Ukrainian national identity and the national identity of other areas by banning their language or by suppressing people in education and suppressing thinkers and poets and intellectuals. Like, what are you talking about? Why would you have that position? Both sides agreed to the borders, you fucking idiot. Jesus. Remember the Holodomor. Someone's going to respond by saying, well, actually, the Holodomor wasn't really a genocide because the Stalin order was more to do with stopping the spread of disease. Okay.
Go ahead. Underestimate me. It makes this more fun.
Matt Lieb.
I mean, grow up. These people are so pathetic.
He can talk about us, but you cannot respond. I always love that.
Bro, you on your show, and I hope you can find this, said that I'm a Jewish supremacist. And then when I call you a piece of shit, call you out, you go, oh, I'm being harassed. Like, how do these people always go to the same pathetic talking points?
I don't know.
How is it harassment that I made a few Insta stories about you, you pathetic fucking worm?
You choose to participate in a snark Reddit page with your name on it, and then it's a problem that Ethan points it out? I'm sorry, it's
the interview Bad Empanada, bro.
It's disgraceful to participate in a snark page. It
Yeah.
is. And
I think it's
Ethan
disgraceful as a
is allowed to point it out.
and also
And
as
if that's too much for you, maybe get off the internet.
right,
And
or at least get off.
maybe don't work for a reputable company like Red and Link.
I was
You
gonna
don't deserve to work there.
I was gonna say you don't have to get off the internet, but you should certainly get off that show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think he should be fired, frankly, and I hope he
Uh-oh.
is fired
Mhm.
because he's pathetic, and he interviewed a fucking basically a terrorist.
What do you mean, basically a terrorist? Bro, he's actually a terrorist. He was attacking Hassan for, like, humanizing Israelis, for making friends with Israelis who literally want Israel abolished. But because they're Israeli, fuck off, man. The guy's actually a terrorist. He's not basically a terrorist. Anyway. I feel more bad for Noah because Noah was probably just at one time Noah was just some kind of like ditzy, kind of himbo-ish, heart in the right place, but just doesn't really know how to navigate the world, the complex world. And he just spent the last 3 or 4 years getting radicalized on the internet by crazy people. They caught him when he was young. Oh no. Ethan talks about what happens when you criticize Hassan.
Buddha, and I want to talk, I guess, to Turkey Tom, because people, I think that it's just, I'm done with people using that as some kind of like commonplace insult, because it's not. And words have meaning, and there needs to be accountability. We have civil laws for a reason.
Whoa.
And I'm doing everything I can to fight this seemingly like overwhelming war that it's like every time I push back, I get buried 2 times over. There's like this infrastructure from Reddit to Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. It's like, and it's just, it's so all encompassing that I don't blame Hassan for thinking he is the Palestinian movement, because that's how people treat him. If you criticize Hassan, you get CPS called.
Oh no.
All he's doing is actually the opposite and push people away from the movement.
Why are you simping for Noah? The man equated Zionism with Nazism. How the fuck did what I just say is... How the fuck was what I just said simping? What? Okay.
And because
100%.
you have to be so extreme or you're against it.
100%.
And he leaves no room in the middle for like...
I don't think... The thing with Noah is he's more of a reflection of just the problem with the community, because because he's got an audience for the shit that he says, right? For all the insane, like, stupid, uninformed, like, illogical shit that he comes out with. Like, every video he does is just rammed with, like, logical fucking errors and, like, and headlines that are contradicted by the article, like, all this kind of shit. But he gets elevated for it. He gets rewarded for it. And there's this whole thing about when people talk about audience capture, right? Is I don't think when people kind of like cynically repeat things that the algorithm rewards them for, I don't think they're doing it in a very conscious way most of the time. I think people fasten their confidence and their self-esteem to the way the algorithm treats them as creators. And when they say something and do something that the algorithm rewards, they feel more validated and they feel like repeating that behavior, and that feels more correct, right? I think they genuinely believe that. I think they genuinely believe that by behaving in that way, it does vindicate their actions and make them more correct. Like, you would think getting absolutely fucking absolutely mauled by Vosh when he could barely string a sentence together explaining his decolonize brackets, remove all the white South Africans defense. But he made a video coping about it and calling Vosh an asshole and got rewarded for it. Like, the video did really well, and barely, like, the audience supported him for it. So, yeah, of course you're gonna think that what you're doing is correct if you're a bit fickle, right? But I think that's what it is. A problem with the community. The problem is that, like, when you have these trends, things like BreadTube, or I guess, like, what do you call it now? what do you call it now? Like Marxist jihadism. When you have that and you get rewarded for that in the algorithm, and you get massively rewarded for pushing that stuff right now, then you're going to believe it's convincing. Yeah, but that's there's a community that elevates all that like trash. You know, it's all elevated by the community. So it's not like these creators are bad apples or anything. There's just a big systemic problem.
Reasonable voices that want to care about the Palestinian cause, but don't want to be okay with terrorists, you know, and want the hostages back.
It's like who said? I think it was Hutch. He's like, Ethan should be like your best ally.
Right.
He's like a fucking liberal Jewish man who's a dual citizen to Israel.
Right.
And he's conceding that like West Bank settlers are like valid military targets. He's conceding that like we can do a two-state solution in the interim and work towards one state. He's like pro-Palestinian. The fact that you guys treat him like he's a fucking genocide Nazi.
Yeah, but it's not about that though. It's not about who says and believes and does things that would be helpful towards ending the conflict. It's not about that, right? It's about who can display the most morally, quote unquote, morally pure position, the position that feels the most good, right? And the position that feels the most good is the dogmatic, maximalist, cede no ground, goodies and bad, good versus evil, no quarter. Even if Hassan so much as talks to someone who is Israeli, but doesn't even seem to want Israel to exist, like, then that's a problem, you know? It's just about what feels good. And obviously, I can totally see why, in terms of advocacy, it does play well, especially with people who don't really know any better, right? Obviously, it feels good to say that every single Palestinian, like, descendant or whatever, citizen of Jordan or anything else, gets the right to return. Yes, they get to take the key from the... They get to take the old rusty 1940s key and put it in the door of the house that is destroyed or abandoned, most likely, and reclaim it. Like, it feels bad to say no. The refugees right of return doesn't make sense. For the last 150 years, the overwhelming majority of refugees never got a right of return. The majority of Israelis are descendants of refugees from the Middle East, and they are never getting right of return. But it feels bad to say that. You feel like an asshole, right? It feels good to say that they deserve like the full right of return. It feels good to say that all of Israel should just be like abolished, and then you get to like have this nice looking map with the border all complete without any blemishes on it. Like, even just aesthetically, you know, like you can see why the pan-Arab, pan-Islamist ideology is so seductive, because you look at this map and you just think, oh wow, there could have once been the great like Arab or Muslim nation, and it's just got this cancerous growth in it that just needs to get wiped out so that everything will be okay. And then, like, that's the way that they see it in Iran, and like how the Ayatollah and Hezbollah and people like in the Houthis, that's how they see it. That's what they see Israel as. And I guess if you're in the West, the narrative that's really popular about Israel now is that it's all about human rights, right? It's about, we don't want to really contend with human rights issues that are maybe a bit too difficult or seem a bit too like hard to overcome, say like Russia and Ukraine, because it feels like Russia is this like immovable fucking fortress and everything. So we don't really care about that one. So like we just channel all of it into like Israel, right? Like, or Sudan. Who gives a fuck about Sudan, right? Okay, but or even who gave a fuck about Yemen until they started making their struggle about Palestine. No one gave a shit about the Houthis until, like, barely. They were a talking point, I think, for, like, Corbynites in 2019, but barely. Most people didn't give a fuck about Yemen until they started attacking ships in the Red Sea because they made it about Palestine. Or no one wants to talk about, like, human rights abuses that might happen in, like, under Assad or, like, in Iraq or the UAE or anything like that, but just channel it all into Israel. You know, there was that guy. He was that guy on Twitter that I saw. His name was it Kenneth Roth? Is that his name? It was when Israel did that hostage rescue operation in Gaza. And there's a video of it. There's like a huge gunfight going on, and these soldiers like charging into this building, and there's just like gunfire everywhere. And they fist bump the hostage. The hostage is like clearly confused, like he thinks it might be a ruse. And then they get them and they take them back. Yeah, Kenneth Roth from Human Rights Watch. Yeah, and Kenneth Roth goes on Twitter and is like, "This is perfidy. This is a clear-cut case of perfidy." Because what Israel did was they disguised themselves in an aid truck to get to the building. And then came out because they didn't want to go through all of these Gazan houses and streets in Israeli tanks. So they kind of like snuck in. But international law for perfidy, it's the people that you're attacking that it's illegal to do that ruse on. So the people that they were deceiving were not the people they attacked. They were in an aid truck to get through the city in case there were militants like in any of the buildings on either side of them. But once they got to the building where the hostages were taken, they were out in military uniform. The people who were in the building holding the hostages knew that there was soldiers coming to them. So that's not even really perfidy. And then the fact that he would say that, and then like looking through his Twitter feed, he never once mentioned that perfidy is like the entire essence of how Hamas fights. Because it doesn't matter when they do it. It doesn't matter when they all dress as civilians and throw their uniforms out until the ceasefire. But apparently them using an aid truck to get through a neighborhood before going to the actual building where they actually were all in uniform. They were in military uniform when they went to the building to save the hostages. But apparently that was perfidy. Oh, fuck. And, okay, well, coming back to it. Yeah, so if I was Jewish, I would just...
Hello, everybody. It's Ethan Klein here, and it's Friday, March 14th. The year? What's the year? Tell me what year it is.
Year 2025.
Incorrect. It's the year of the tiger, because I feel like a tiger. I feel like a tiger right now, because I'm going to war with the.
Tigers are animals. They don't wage war.
That's not true.
All I
Yes,
think
it is.
You
about
ever seen Lion King, bro?
Yeah, that's a cartoon. Those aren't real lions, Ethan.
all I think about is Galia's
Based on
tiger.
reality.
Have you guys shown Galia's tiger?
Oh my god.
Have we seen Tiger? I don't know.
I will bring him up right now.
We need to show so people know.
Tiger's downstairs and he's always looking out the glass door.
Yeah.
And then the dogs come in and they start they really want to say hi. Turns into quite a scene. Today's episode is sponsored by Sundays for Dogs. We love the dogs. Bring the dogs. Feed the dogs with the
Yes.
Sundays for dogs. We have so much to get to. Let's not dilly-dally. Today's Galia's last day, and we have a monster goss
Last day
talk.
in LA. Not last day with the company, last day in LA.
Last day on Earth. Oh yeah, I was. Was that a did I just threaten to kill her? Adam McIntyre style. Yeah. Was that a death threat? What do you mean last day?
She's gonna disappear after today.
Yeah.
Tum tum tum.
This lady is crazy.
Careful, I'm crazy. I make people disappear.
Typical IDF behavior.
Yep.
Why are the entire Klein family so up in my pussy?
Ew.
Ew.
That's the last place I want to be, girl. Jesus criminy, dude. That is so gross. The whole Klein family. First of all,
this is a family-friendly show.
Yeah,
with this language.
That's kind of first beyond not being true. It's almost I feel like molested. I feel like Especially for my parents. I feel like that was a sex crime.
Yeah.
Say play it again, Zach, please. Just one more.
Why are the entire Klein family so up in my pussy?
That's, dude, shame on. That is so vile. You need to disappear from the internet.
I didn't think you could break a penis.
Adam McIntyre needs to disappear. That's the new thing now. Like yeah. Take a break. Go on vacation. So we have so much to get to today. One, we have a monster Goss talk. Olive has been putting this one together, and we've all just been waiting. It's the bad baby versus the good baby.
No, versus the other. If we're honest, it's versus the other bad baby as
Two
well.
bad babies.
Two bad babies are going on. Maybe one is less bad than the other. The other
Alabama
bad baby,
Barker.
Yeah, the other bad baby's name is Alabama Barker.
Is she a Southerner?
No, she grew up in Calabasas.
What? How do you grow up in Calabasas and name yourself Alabama Barker?
Hey girl, I
Most
can tell
people
you
don't
that
name
because
it.
I know
Probably.
this entire lore.
Most people don't name themselves.
And this is actually a part of the
That's not a
story.
real name.
This is a part of
I
the
think
story.
that's a real name, right?
Her name is Alabama Barker.
Yeah, that's
Her
weird.
father is Travis Barker, and his favorite movie is called
Is he a rapper or is he
True
a
Romance.
True Romance.
Travis Barker?
I don't know anything.
Girl,
You don't
the
know
drummer
anything.
from Blink 182,
Oh, is that guy?
Yeah.
married to Kourtney Kardashian.
So what did he conceive her in Alabama? Is one of those stupid
No,
things?
his favorite movie is True Romance, and the name of
That movie's
the
okay.
protagonist
Overrated.
is Alabama.
Stop it.
It's
a
from
dec-
1993. I've got some info written down.
Tiger
Would you like a
Here.
plot synopsis?
Cut to Tiger. Hello,
Oh my god. He's so cute.
Oh, Tiger.
You know, you had
It's the
mentioned
year of Tiger.
you had mentioned he's kind of not. He doesn't interact with dogs a lot at the park or whatever. But him and Olive have been playing pretty good.
Yeah, he.
Whoa! All right. Sorry, y'all. Sire Tiger, I shouldn't speak for you.
That's defamation for sure, yeah. Let him. Yeah, he's really friendly with Olive and with Ducky. They play a lot during these 2 weeks, and I think out of all three of us, he has been having the best time.
That's good.
He's like the cutest dog ever.
But if you guys are up for the drive, you should come back again soon.
Yeah.
Sorry? There are like all the dogs running here right now.
It is. It's like a dog park at our house every Sunday because everyone in my family has like multiple dogs and they all bring them, and it's just total pandemonium. Oh, look who's here, Gabe! You got a little trim. You trimmed off the top a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Gabo.
It's a youthful cut.
Myself, I can't see you on the.
Harvard.
If I don't understand it exactly, the people in the audience aren't gonna understand.
That's true.
Harvard.
Flying off
Who
of.
are you?
Peru.
Oh my god.
Do we think he owns?
Fucking you. He has purple pants on. Like,
If his tank rolls down a hill,
that
could happen.
That's a shit tank.
What if there's a tank fire? He's
what if there's a
trapped.
Panzerfaust hidden in the
What if
in
the Nazis invade? Anyway, God bless them. I'm not watching this one about Ethan at the Denny's. That's not funny.
Okay, hold on. You keep skipping that. Have you looked at it?
No, it's just not funny.
It's not funny.
Okay, this is
Bro.
the same guy. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, is there? Hold on. There's a Denny's drive-through, or is it that?
I think the
it's a
person
Denny's.
lied. I think they say it's
I think they
McDonald's.
just titled it that because it was funny.
You tell us. This is you.
Bro, before it zooms all the way in, it's fucking you. He has purple pants on. Like, I've seen you in that
I didn't
outfit.
get my food either, man.
That's you,
don't
bro.
see it. I don't see it.
he's got you before the
What's so
Esteban.
funny, you
Mile down the road.
That is you, bro.
Why are you staring him down, man?
They didn't give me my Happy Meal, dude.
The purple
You're
pants,
pissed
too.
off.
It's really the purple pants
work
that
on my
puts it
comedy.
over the top.
California opened their first Denny's drive-through. This okay, so it was Ethan at
Of course. Oh. You know better than I would.
What is
Freaking
happening?
out over a cheeseburger at McDonald's at 3 in the morning, making everyone fucking wait. You're being a dick, bro.
That doesn't look like me.
No,
Okay,
As it goes on, like, okay, obviously it doesn't look exactly like
The profile, I'll admit.
When he's looking to the side
Yeah.
and he's wearing those color, like, just something about it.
Before
It's
he
so
starts
Ethan coded.
talking,
Yeah.
it really looks like you.
It's so fucking
It's not
funny.
funny, and frankly, I don't even know why anyone put it.
It's been in the dog for like a week. And I was meaning to call you out because I was noticing every day you were just skipping over that link.
Bizarro, Ethan.
I was just like, why are we looking at a guy that looks like, oh, here, look at Jean-Luc Picard. Here he is. Oh, Dan, is that you?
He doesn't wear a beanie.
Ooh. Here's a pastor with this holy Cybertruck.
Oh, wow. Is it golden?
This motherfucker is so goddamn corny.
What color is that?
It's like yellow. I mean, it's yellow.
Ew.
That's a custom wrap right there.
When God blesses you with something and you dedicate it back to Him, I dedicate this Cybertruck to you, Lord. And may you bless this Cybertruck so it does not self-immolate like the many before. Please do not let this be my fiery tomb, Lord.
But how do you dedicate it back? Like,
Why does a
driving.
pastor need limo tents? What you doing in there, pastor?
I'll tell you what. I'm, constantly in tubes full of demons, and I need myself
Tubes full of demons.
some damn kind of armored vehicle. Lord,
I would hazard to guess, what's his name, Kenneth Copeland. He probably has a Cybertruck. Like that just feels so on brand for him, right?
Kenneth Copeland.
Nopeland.
I think he drives something even crazier.
Yeah, I
more
was gonna say it's
exotic.
probably broke boy shit for him.
He
Rolls
probably-
Royce or something.
Yeah.
I don't think he drives. I think he has people.
He has.
He's on
That's
that
a Rolls
level.
Royce car. If you have a driver.
Yeah. This is better than JoJo Siwa's rap, though. I mean, it's less noxious at least.
Well,
I
most
think-
things are better than.
Oh Lord, help me, Jesus! I've had so many attempts on my life. By now, I need me
I
an
believe
armored vehicle.
I've never seen somebody get a car in like butter color.
It's butter.
Hate it.
The
It
Lord
is
has
butter.
said it's like butter.
So funny. It's totally butter
It's like not shiny at all.
In the
It's like a
morning,
slice
I
of butter.
bring out my toast and rub it upon this beautiful butter. And the Lord, He turned my buttered bread. He turned my plain bread into buttered bread. It's a miracle.
Oh wow, that's power. That's real power.
Bebop, bebop, bebop. Birdcage. This guy wrote a song.
Oh,
He released this before we announced Ian.
Yeah, this is for you, Ian.
it's well,
Whoa.
except
It's about Cam.
It's about Cam.
it's literally not.
Oh, so we could turn
Wait,
it
that's
off.
so cool.
We need a new one.
No, that's beautiful.
This is lovely though.
Oh
This
my
is the Cam
god.
song for sure.
Yeah. Let's all reminisce about how much we miss Cam on Ian's
Well, just replace Cam with Ian in your mind.
Maybe now that Ian's gone, we can get Cam to come back.
I think that's what he was
Basketball
waiting
draft. He's in free
Is
agency.
he gonna sing?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, there's something people always say. The most beautiful birds are never meant to be caged.
Yeah, he might.
And if you love something,
Ooh, little
you will
pitchy.
set it free.
I mean,
And if it comes back or not, well, it was meant to be.
oh man, he'll always be there in that picture. He just.
But still, it doesn't lessen the hurt. 'Cause a life without you is a life without worth.
Right.
And because of you, I've become the man that I am. Oh, I guess I just miss my
What's so funny?
old
This is a
friend
touching moment.
Cam.
I know, I'm crying.
Why are you laughing about this touching, beautiful moment?
Oh, I
Well, Nate's
guess
showing
I
all
Wow.
empty chairs.
Hit the pedal.
Oh, we missed it.
old friend Cam.
No.
Aw.
Nope. Redo it.
All right, go back to the screen, Nate.
Hold on.
Oh, I guess I just miss
Okay.
My old friend Ian.
Just like Imogen Heap.
Wow.
This was beautiful.
Aw.
I texted Cam after I heard it.
We love it. And a
That's
big
so
shout out to PlayStation 2.
Oh, and his name is Sean.
PlayStation.
Sean!
Sean.
We love you, Sean.
That was beautiful.
We love Sean's on this show.
Yeah, we do.
That's true.
If you're named Sean, you're immediately family.
Oh, this lady, her part two.
Hassan Piker's
This
house
is the
cost
best.
2.0.
Okay, this girl needs to become a creator because she is the greatest ever. She has more pro Hassan content.
Mm.
She got the watermelon in her
Homie.
name, which means she's a saint. It means she saved Gaza.
Mm.
And also hashtag Hassanabi. She is a massive Hassanabi head.
Homie.
I know he tries not to. He goes, "Hey, these aren't my people." I'm sorry, man, but there is a contingent part of your fan base that smokes meth.
Well,
I mean, there's at least one.
we don't know that for sure. First of all.
Oh, I know that for sure.
No, we don't. Yeah, that's speculation. That's speculation.
I can
And
smell.
second of all,
the
there's
crack
probably
pipe.
there's at least 1 or 2 meth heads in our audience.
Sure.
I mean,
don't deny it like he
yeah.
does. Oh,
Right,
nobody in
okay.
my audience smokes meth.
I don't know.
I would never deny that.
specific allegation.
Anyway, let's hear. Let's get a taste of the.
All right, let's hear it.
Hassan Piker's house cost $2.7 million.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
true.
Starting out strong.
It's also on a 30-year lease,
Okay.
and his family lives there.
Bro, I cannot fucking believe the cope. This girl just laughed and said she hopes my kids get taken away.
Yeah.
And she's actually going to stick her neck out to defend Hassan buying a $3 million house because it's on a 30-year loan.
Oh, I hope his kids get taken away.
All mortgages are 30 years, or at least like 90% of them.
I was going to ask because I don't have a mortgage, but isn't 30
30-year
fairly?
That's the one everyone gets.
Right.
That's standard.
Okay.
Ours is 30 year.
Yeah,
There you go.
everybody gets 30-year.
Okay.
You can get like a 12-year, very.
I guess is that the point? Is that the point that it's a normal house loan?
Everybody who buys a house pretty much gets a 30-year fixed mortgage.
Right. Okay.
It is not special or unique or some kind of. I mean, you still have to put a shitload of money down.
How is that even a point? I don't understand. What does it say? Like one way or another?
Well, I guess as opposed to just buying.
$3 million, but he has $3
He
million.
has
you
it
know
in
that,
the
right?
bank.
Yeah, like
Right,
he has the money.
I think that is the point, though. Like as opposed to just buying it out.
That's so brain dead.
Why is that a point in his defense?
Is she thinking that he couldn't afford it if he wanted to?
Right. That
He can.
That,
He definitely has the money. She doesn't doubt
can.
that.
okay, got it. I'm just interpreting the
Yeah. So
alleged meth head.
we
Dude,
can.
I'm telling you what,
We
man,
can educate people. He definitely can.
this video is gonna take me 2 hours.
Honestly,
Okay, yeah, and we only have 2 minutes until break time.
All right, I'm
so
playing
maybe
it.
let's just
Okay.
play it.
Go ahead, Elif. Say your piece.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has other homes too that he bought just
That's
cash.
what I said. I think he probably owns other properties,
Yeah.
and he has money in the S&P 500.
Absolutely.
He's a total fucking fraud. Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Homie.
Say hi to your housekeeper. Hope that chicken's cooked well for you today.
And live with him.
No, of course they don't. That's the dumbest thing I
His
ever heard.
family is wealthy.
His parents are like super fucking wealthy to do's. Like his mom has like 20 apartment buildings that she leases. She's a mega landlord, by the way.
Yeah.
He advocated for his mom to be carried into the street and let the street run red with her blood because his mom is like a mega landlord.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, not 20 apartment buildings, just 20 small offices. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, my bad. That sounds even more. That sounds way bigger.
Just to clarify.
Okay, but let's be accurate. Yeah, of course his family doesn't stay there. I've been to his house several times. Nobody stays there. It's his fucking house. His parents don't need. Stupid as fuck.
It's so
That's like
dumb.
saying we have a guest room where your mom stays in when she comes and visits. But yeah, we had to
Yeah.
buy this huge house because we needed space for her mom.
Yeah.
It's like shut up.
She
Just say you
comes
bought a
once a
big
year
house
to
because you're
visit.
rich. Why are you LARPing like a fucking peasant? Anyhow.
Everyone who's ever gone on the stream, they've just said it's a normal house. There are streamers who've even been like, my house is actually nicer than
By the way,
his.
this
It's
lady
just
can
not as
barely
expensive
afford her
in here."
meth, okay? And
That's
she's
fine. I mean, I don't care. Like, we're not. That's such a weird conversation to have.
She can barely afford her meth, Ela. And
We're
she's out
not-
here being like, it's actually a normal house.
We're not the ones like pretending to be socialist or not socialist, communist, and selling fuck capitalism merch. So
Why is she
I have
defending him?
I have no problem with this house. It is pretty normal for LA. For LA though.
No, it's above. It's way above for LA.
Sure.
3 million.
sure. It's.
He's bought a house in
I
the-
mean, there's a lot of wealthy people in LA. There's a lot of houses like that, but.
Listen, I defended his buying that house
But those
before I
people-
realized that he was like such a fucking communist hack.
Those
Once I
people that
became more
live
familiar-
in houses like that, I promise you, they're not selling fuck capitalism merch.
No. No, but he chose to live in like the most expensive neighborhood in LA, and he bought like a fairly large, nice house, a nice property in a good location. Like, yeah, it cost $3 million.
Yeah. And for a single guy, that's a pretty big thing.
Well, where's he gonna fuck mad bitches without all those bedrooms?
Area. He also takes care of his parents.
Oh my!
And paid off all of his brother's tuition.
You know what? I do all that stuff. I just don't. I do lots of really nice stuff. I don't come on stream and talk about it so that man. Yeah, actually, did you know that I can't afford my meth, but also Hassan is a saint because he.
We did all of that and more, but I don't come to brag about it on stream. Just kind of seems like he's trying to sell you something.
Okay, I gotta play it. I gotta play it.
To charity and does all the things that you say he should be doing. But because he doesn't have the exact same opinion, and he's not willing to put himself on display as a spectacle for debate lords, he's evil?
No, that's not why.
I can't believe how spoon-fed she
We
is.
never said that's why. It's because he watches terrorist propaganda and he's got no problem with it.
No, she understands. She literally was like, I hope his kids get taken away. And she's, what, you're the orbiter of what is and isn't evil?
Make that make sense.
I'll tell you, if I'm looking, okay, I'll give it light up on the meth jokes, but I was just going to say, if I'm looking for high-quality meth, I'll come to you for that.
Did Hassan say America deserves 9/11? Yes. Is he kind of right for how America poked the bear for like decades before the bear poked back? Also, yes, I thought this was a common sentiment on the left. What are y'all doing?
What are,
By the by, him explaining.
what is this angle? She's getting artsy with it.
I think it is kind of interesting, actually.
30.
Bro, this is like a, that shot.
Wait, hold on. I like, it's sort of, it's becoming meta and expressive in a way I didn't expect.
It's like a, who's that director who just died? Rest in peace. Great
David
hairline.
Lynch.
Great
I might
hairline.
call it Lynchian,
David
but
Lynch.
Yeah, it is. It's almost like a blue velvet, red velvet.
Blue velvet.
Like the POV is like somebody who's hog-tied in her car.
Mm.
You see? Like they're gagged and hog-tied in the passenger seat.
By the by, him explaining leftist
He's looking right down to him.
30,000 people in chat. Probably about at least 1,000 of whom are just waiting to click.
And
him
just
out of
imagine somebody in
content.
there's like screaming and fucking freaking out.
Oh my god.
Braver than me. I wouldn't still be doing it. Does he have areas to work on? Yeah. He also admits that, unlike the people who come for him, he admits he has faults. He has biases. He's constantly having to unpack things. Because we all do too. Also, why are you listening to white debate people who advocate for their ability to use the N-word? You don't tolerate
this is
that in
a
any other
Destiny
spaces.
thing?
Why are you tolerating it from someone who's supposedly a
Wait,
leftist?
is she talking to you or Destiny?
I think, well, that's what
That
Destiny
sounds
did.
Destiny coded.
Destiny did like a manifesto on why it's okay to say the N-word.
No, I know, but the first video was about us. How do we get to Destiny now?
This is an older one.
This video was not in like response to Ethan.
Yeah, no, this
Okay,
is
okay. I
this
thought
is
this was in response
no.
to us, because the first one was.
the first one was. This one's
Gotcha.
older.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
This is another
confused.
greatest hit.
Doesn't have the blue hair.
Right.
Is it because you like that they like to scream and yell at each other and smear one another? You just like drama. You're just a drama pervert. That's all it is. Own it. But the problem comes whenever people start questioning
audio
Hassan and
deep-fried all of a
say,
sudden.
why don't you do praxis? Why don't you go out and
This
do
is the
more?
audio
Why
from
don't
the
you go
trunk
out
of
in
the person.
I will tell you why he doesn't go out in the real world and do more than he already does. How would you feel if every time that you attempted to organize something, every time you attempted to go somewhere, every time you attempted to do a charity, that you tried to do an outside questions about Israel and
It's crazy. She really understands how bad it is to harass people. Oh, I hope your kids get taken away. God, I hope so.
I'm still
Palestine to try to
confused by that noise. I really.
What do you mean, dude? You never been to the zoo?
It just doesn't seem. It doesn't seem like it comes from that person. That's all.
Well,
We have video
It's
evidence.
a Chewy.
I know, and
Is it?
I've seen it with my own eyes. I still don't believe it.
Bro,
It's just
she's
so
Chewy.
weird. Yeah, it's Whoopi
To trip him up to make him seem anti-Semitic. He
is.
went and gave his own clothes to the homeless.
Oh, so this is.
Oh, wait, this is recent.
Oh my God.
What do you? Okay, first of all, he donated my clothes to the homeless. Let's get that straight.
Oh my God, he donated clothes that he got from a PR package.
Dude, the bar is so low for these people.
Oh my God.
He's a socialist hero because let's see. Yes, he bought a $3 million
because he
house.
put 5 hoodies in the trunk and went and gave it to somebody and recorded it.
She's saying he's a socialist saint because one, yes, he bought a $3 million house, but the people who've been there say it's quite modest. 2, he gave away clothes that were gifted to him. And 3, he's helped out a lot of his family, and well, he likes to talk about it enough that we know about it.
Mm-hmm.
What do I got to come out here and I mean this is literally like Hassan Piker has done more for the people of Los Angeles
to help the unhoused population of Los Angeles than Kendrick Lamar.
Just because Kendrick doesn't come out and be like, I gave $1 million to this and that, it's like, dude, you guys, the performative is the pathetic part, and you guys are such suckers. You're being suckered by it.
Outreach program. And kept everyone off of video unless they had consented to it beforehand.
Wow.
Why were they on video at all?
Wow.
If you're giving 5 hoodies on the street from a trunk.
Also, what? Wow.
He could do charity without recording.
Wow,
You know that, right?
Well, if you don't do charity without recording it, did it really
didn't
happen?
happen.
Yeah.
But no, that's not good enough. He went to the pro-Palestine protests at the DNC.
You know what?
Oh my God, what a hero.
You know what? What have you done? You know what I mean? Crack pipes for Hassan, or what's going on here? You know?
And openly talked about Palestine during the DNC so much that he got kicked out.
I don't think that's why he got kicked out. I think he probably got kicked out for just being like openly antagonizing an anti-democratic party.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of Democrats who agree with him. I don't think it's...
Homie. Still not good enough. He went to the wildfires and interviewed and talked to and hung out with the incarcerated firefighters.
No way he hung out with them.
Yo, he hung out with a bunch of criminals, which is like, by the way...
No way.
Usually his son wouldn't be caught dead with fucking...
Did they lift weights together?
He went to incarcerated people. Was like, I'm just like you guys. Elon Musk, he is so much different than me and you guys. Such a man
to try to get more eyes on them. Still not good enough. He's raised millions in charity. Still not good enough. So when will it be good enough?
Never. It will never be good
When
enough.
Will it be correct? When will he actually be a leftist to the people who don't actually care if he's doing good or not, and they only want him to fail because their fave doesn't like him, and that's why they try to turn everyone against him.
All right, if you want to start...
Make that make sense.
Well, we could start by actually talking about the criticism and not whatever that is. I would love for her to call in. You think she would call in?
No, probably not.
Why not? This is absolute cinema. This is the gagged POV of a Destiny fan. Oh, that's good. All right, let's thank our sponsor. We got so much to do, guys. We're having too much fun. We got to move it right along here. Oh my God, Miss Smoka with the 500 gifted. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
$500. Don't know.
Oh, also what?
I didn't.
I thought you said 500 gifted at first. $500 is still
from Miss
insane.
Smoka. Thank you so much. Happy Friday. I hope you all have a great day. P.S. AB, I sent you a gift and it got delivered today. I love it. I hope you love it. PBS, Ela, you're my fashion icon, and the mom I aspire to be. XOXO.
Aww.
This fan, Miss Smoka.
Okay, well that's great. Yeah.
Cool.
Let's
But yet-
never forget that.
Apparently, yesterday, some sort of like fascist historian dude was Joe Rogan's guest. So
Well,
that's
this guy
kind of
was in-
that's kind of 2 back to back. And
Yeah.
this guy, I actually, unlike the first one we kind of skipped over talking about, I have at least heard of because he got into a bit of controversy a couple months ago going on to Tucker Carlson's show and doing like a long interview there in which he claimed that Winston Churchill and the British were primarily responsible for World War II.
It was very
which
bizarre.
it was a very like whitewashing Germany's.
Well, not only
role and
that, he was
everything
also like
kind
the
of
Germans
fake.
didn't want to do a genocide. They didn't want to kill.
No,
the
specifically Hitler didn't. That was the other thing that he claimed. That
Hitler
it was his underlings that did it, and without he's trying to like kind of whitewash.
I love how he's invested
Hitler's
in
aspect
absolving Hitler of.
So Rogan, I started to listen to the episode. I turned it off because it pissed me the fuck off. Rogan basically said, "Oh, what people are saying is crazy." You know, and he admitted that Rogan he listens to this guy's show. He listens to this guy's show. A lot.
Got it.
So
he thinks he knows him, and it was like it's crazy. They're calling you a Nazi and all this stuff.
Yeah, it was just.
I mean, I don't know if the guy is specifically a Nazi. He's certainly fascist adjacent.
Well,
from
and
everything
he was
I've seen.
doing like. I just saw a comment like if you go to his Twitter, it's all like Zio, Zog, Jewish conspiracy.
Yeah, no, I mean,
He's an anti-Semite. I think we could.
I think it's pretty clear.
I just looked at the comments and like it was crazy just seeing the comments.
Oh, it's like Dan
on Rogan's
Bilzerian.
episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the impression. And I think that like I mean, be the first to admit I have not watched the episode, so I can't say to claim to judge him based off of what he said during that episode. But it is kind of telling when you can scroll down to the comments and every single comment is like the tiny hats won't like this one and shit like that.
Yeah,
so
that was new to me. The tiny
hats thing. Yeah, that's one of their little dog whistles.
We Jews the only ones that wear tiny hats.
I
What
mean,
about fezzes?
The
Who wears
Catholic
fez?
Church. Catholic Church has it.
Yeah, they wear tiny hats. What the fuck?
I don't think they call them yarmulkes though.
Yeah, well, they call them tiny hats.
Yeah.
Nobody called them yarmulkes.
I think
Yarmulkes?
just priests or cardinals do that.
What about fezzes, Dan?
What about fezzes?
They're tiny hats, aren't they?
And they are very stylish. I wish it was more
Well, I'm just
socially
saying.
acceptable to wear a fez. It'd be cool. Not
All right,
gonna
what are we
do
doing?
without my
What are we
fez on.
doing?
What are we doing? You tell us.
All right, Warzone. Hit us. Now, with Galia leaving, she prepared a special going away present.
Well, she's just driving back home.
Yes.
She's disappearing.
Okay.
She's
My
disappearing.
She's not disappearing. She's just driving home. No, you don't have to play. Ian's the one who's leaving. Galia's
I've
just
taken a
driving.
life insurance policy out on you unknowingly.
Stop.
She's going to disappear.
Stop.
But yeah, why don't you go first? Because I don't want to run out of time. I'll make sure you get to do whatever it is you want to say.
Oh, I have like a really small suggestion for a clip just because when I came here first 2 weeks ago, I mentioned a quote from Hassan, and since then I've been clipped onto Has Twitter, and people are like all saying that you hired me as a Hassan stalker, apparently. And
Yeah, right.
I'm
yeah.
spreading lies about him.
What is it you said that they're?
So I said that I don't remember off the top of my head the exact quote, but Hassan basically said that Ukraine should give up on its sovereignty and knee down to the bully. That's what I said.
That sounds pretty extreme.
Yeah, but I just wanted to show my.
And they're saying you lied about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a clip. This is shows the clip. This is the clip in the words of Keemstar.
Not living in a fucking, authoritarian state, right? Like, we should be able to put an end to this. We should be able to, like, do something about this. And this 60-second trick will change your life.
I don't know why this is happening today. Something changed in my ad block or whatever.
YouTube, I think
they're taking a harder
my
stance on it.
About to tick up.
I mean, I guess that's true.
Let's get those pies going, baby.
It doesn't seem to be doing it on your computer. Why don't you open it over there?
Oh, sure.
It's
and while
number
you
4.
open
Are
it,
you logged into a different account?
That's what I thought at first, but I switched to the main one.
Right,
that
that's the
it
difference.
shouldn't
We're
be
not living in
happening on, and
All right,
it's
from here,
still happening
Galia.
anyways.
yeah.
All right, here we go. This is on his main channel. 3 years old.
Okay.
It's from March 2022, so it's like 3 weeks into the full escalated war.
All right, here it is. I'll put on CCs too, so make no mistake.
In a fucking, authoritarian state, right? Like, we should be able to put an end to this. We should be able to, like, do something about this. And what I mean by that is immediate ceasefire, immediate peace negotiations with concessions made to Russia, of course, because they are the bully, and sometimes you have to fucking cave into the bullies. Especially because, like, when people say, oh, well, what about the sovereignty of Ukrainians? What about the sovereignty of Ukrainians? Like, the sovereignty of Ukrainians are, unfortunately, and I say this in the most real way way is insignificant. The sovereignty of the Ukrainians or the defenses of the Ukrainians would have been absolutely obliterated if it wasn't for Western involvement in this circumstance. If it wasn't for the NLAW grenade launchers, if it wasn't for the Javelin missiles, there would be no fucking sovereignty of Ukrainians regardless. That's the unfortunate reality. And if it was for the sovereignty of Ukrainians and what their actual genuine interests are, which I do understand. Obviously, you don't want to be fucking obliterated by Russia. You don't want to be obliterated by Russia. It's a very reasonable, very understandable fucking demand, request. Then the Ukrainians want a fucking no-fly zone. Why are we not giving it to them? The Ukrainians want it to be a part of NATO. Why are we not giving it to them? Why were we never going to give it to them? It doesn't matter. Like, the sovereignty of Ukrainians is insignificant in this situation, and I try to explain it to you over and over again when we're talking about fucking two major superpowers having a conversation with one another and putting an end to this. The only thing I care about in the situation.
Wow.
Yeah. So sorry for not quoting it directly.
You want to unpack that?
In my opinion, like I said before, I didn't know about Hassan before I saw him on Leftovers. And I didn't know about his Ukrainian takes because when he was saying that, I was actually in Ukraine. So in March of that year, I wasn't able to watch his streams. So
fair.
Because there was a war.
Yeah. And when I got to, when I randomly saw his Crimean take, like 6 months into the war, so I was already, basically whenever I was working already for H3, and I wanted to mention that as well, that Ethan did not hire me to stalk Hassan. I was working here for almost 2 years. I think it's going to be 2 years next month. Just because no one hasn't seen me doesn't mean that I wasn't here. I was working with Ethan and Nila for 2 years when Hassan was doing Leftovers every single Thursday, and I would occasionally talk with Ethan about Hassan's Ukrainian takes when I started seeing what he actually thinks about it on Leftovers, which was insane as well. But from what he is unpacking here, from all that I saw after that, Hassan has this weird take. Last time that I was in the studio in October, we've done a whole segment, a 2-hour segment, and he never mentioned it after, and he only tweeted out that he's anti-war.
He subtweeted you right afterwards. He said some cryptic, weird bullshit.
I'm pro-peace, anti-war.
I just want healthcare, man.
Yes, and I want healthcare. And out of everything I've ever said on this podcast about Hassan, he reacted only to my take about his armpit. It was a 10-second clip, and he was like, "Oh, that girl, she's like."
Wait, he actually from recently?
Yeah, he did react to me.
He showed you reacting to the armpit?
Yes, that's the only clip.
I didn't know that.
That's the only clip
Hassan.
that he kind of mentioned me in, and trying to maybe create this narrative that I'm obsessed with him. And I can see Mike from PA subtweeting me and saying, so Ethan hired this insane person or whatever.
Mike from PA literally needs to look in the mirror and then disappear.
Off the internet.
Like that meme.
And he tweeted
from the internet. From the internet.
Yeah,
obviously, disappear from the internet.
And he said is it true that Ethan hired a Hassan stalker? To that I want to say, is it true that Mike from PA is banned from every single barbershop in Pennsylvania because he has lice? Just saying, is it true? I don't know.
Is he banned from every gym in Pennsylvania?
I don't know. Let's start from barbershop.
I heard the line was better about the lice.
Probably not. What?
I can really.
I said you tried to vamp on that, but I thought the lice line was way better. In the gym line.
Maybe you just said he's banned from every barber?
Yeah.
From every barber because he has lice.
Does he have lice? Is that a Mike from PA meme?
Is it true? I don't know.
She's just asking questions.
He looks like he has lice.
And I can really see that he was denied from every barber in that state. We can see that. So, is it true?
He sits down in the barber chair and they're like, ah!
And in Words of Denims, if he lied about that, what else he could lie about, and everything like that. But I just wanted to show that clip because I quoted it and it was getting traction, and I've never seen people reacting to this take from Hassan, and he has been talking about how he's always been pro-peace and how he always wanted Ukraine to just get peace. In reality, he always wanted Ukraine to just give up on
Concede.
whatever
Surrender.
surrender on whatever was already conquered.
Which is interesting because that's what Trump's saying now.
Yes.
And Hassan is, I think he's like half MAGA. I think he's halfway there. What did he say about Kamala Harris?
Where Kamala Harris would not be as bad as Donald Trump, which we have no proof for.
True, we don't, yeah. So with like these ceasefire talks and everything, and Hassan being like extremely pro-Ukrainian after he got like he went like on this PR take that he's like, I'm so pro-Ukrainian, I defended everyone every time. I've never heard him mention Ukraine before the full escalated war once, and trust me, I tried to find that like any of his takes before when it started. That's what we heard. That's what he was saying like just right now. Like I said, at that period of time, Russian army was standing by like Kyiv border, like by the capital border, and he's like, yeah, just kneel to the bully, it's gonna be okay, we just need peace talks now.
Just shush now while the big boys talk.
Where
America and Russia are talking.
in reality, Russia was not talking. They did not invite any major like peace negotiators to the table. It was in Istanbul. They sent like 2 interns to talk about that. They did not agree on anything. And Hassan is like, yeah, just agree with those like 2 people there, like saying some good stuff. And yeah, after that, I heard him replaying this take that, yeah, I just wanted peace and Ukraine wouldn't agree to peace in April 2022. And we all had to just like sign that peace deal then. There was no peace deal. Like no one was talking about anything. Like Putin did not.
Well, he was saying they weren't going to invade, so.
Putin did not agree to anything back then. Russia did not like I said, they did not send anyone reputable into the negotiation table. There was like still army raping, massacring people in Bucha as those peace talks were like going on. But yeah.
Why do you think he's hates Ukraine? It seems like he hates Ukraine.
I don't know.
Just because they're backed by America and he's got to go opposite of America.
It's the anti-America.
Yeah.
I've heard even like misogynistic takes from Hassan in terms of him viewing Ukrainians as like Ukrainian girls are like sex workers basically.
Huh?
Whenever so.
Wait, what did you?
On the 23rd, before the war started, I was watching his stream the day before, like that VOD of that stream, and there was like a Turkish man typing in chat like in Turkish like Hassan, I'm in Kyiv, I'm so scared, like I don't know like what to do, I'm in Kyiv now. And he replies to him in Turkish and he says, oh, you just went to Turkey, you just went to Ukraine to fuck women there, so that's on you and you should stay there. And like,
can you pull that?
Good luck with that. It's gonna be hard, but I will probably find it by the end of the war zone, and it's also in Turkish. But
well, I think that's pretty fucking. I think that's valuable because
coincidentally,
I have a
know
whole Hassan misogyny thing, and that's really good.
Coincidentally, I know a bit of Turkish because I was working in Turkey for 7 months. So when I heard that in Turkish, I like heard buzzwords, and I was like, oh, I need to translate that. And I went, and it wasn't good. Yeah, but
Well,
let's move on to like the
that
main
could be
part
very
now.
useful for my next hit piece. Thoughts on my hair?
Your hair? It's nice.
Too long on the top? All right, let's get into the war zone. Thank you, Galia. All right, first of all, I don't know where this was taken, but someone was next to Dan Clancy at some kind of event and did some journalism on him. They journalized his ass.
Journalized?
I want to say this person who approached him publicly was very professional, in my opinion.
Yeah.
She asked him direct questions. He answered, and then when he answered, she said, thanks for your time, and walked away. I do not want people harassing anyone in public, right? Like, he's the CEO of a company. He's a public figure. He should be accountable for things that his business is doing. But this person did not harass him, in my opinion, and I don't think people should harass Dan Clancy in public.
Oh, Clancy.
Dan Swerdlove's another story.
Hey Dan, do you have any comment on why you won't let Ethan Klein stream on your platform?
He is
The
streaming on
Hassan
our platform.
content noob?
He is.
Why he got banned twice?
It got reversed.
It got reversed, but it was like it was not an automatic ban. Do you have any comment on that?
No comment.
No comment? All right,
No
good
comment.
to know. Appreciate it.
Dude, I felt so uncomfortable. The fact that he responded so fucking fast.
He really knew.
He was like, boom.
Yeah.
Like he could didn't even have time to like feign like oh yeah, I'll have to look into that. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Like this mother, I am on this motherfucker's mind.
Yeah.
I feel like the perfect response for him would have been we ban people every day. So
Yeah, he should've
I'm
just-
unsure who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I need to look into it.
Yeah.
That would have been the best. But he lost his cool. He got scared. He got spooked. KKK Clancy. That's right. One more time because
Great job.
I feel like he's angry too. You can sense.
You can sense
Yeah.
that like people have been driving him crazy with this topic or something.
Oh, he hates me.
But great job to this girl.
Absolutely. I don't know who this is, but shout outs to this.
Looks like she's in chat because there's one person saying that's my video.
Oh, we love you, girly. We love you so much.
It's B. Their name is B.
You be the one. you be the best. Sorry. I've never done math. So it's not the girl from the Hassan fan. The user's name is I've never done math. So I was just saying, it's definitely not the I got it.
Hey Dan, do you have any comment on why you won't let Ethan Klein stream on your platform?
He is
The
streaming on
Hassan
our
content
platform.
noob?
He is.
Why he got banned twice?
It got reversed.
It got reversed, but it was like it was not an automatic ban. Do you have any comment on that?
No comment.
No comment? All right, good to know.
Dude,
Appreciate it.
she was on her shit too. She did not miss a beat. She didn't give him time to think, and he looked like an idiot who's obsessed with me, dude.
Well, that's not necessarily.
I'm just walking around in your brain, dude, taking a shit.
I mean, it is interesting how he very clearly was very aware of the situation. Can I be the annoying devil's advocate here a little bit?
Isn't that what you always do?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, one way that this could be perceived is that the original ban and even the appeal likely had nothing to do with Dan Clancy. I mean, I think we can probably accept that the day-to-day banning of account, he likely...
That's safe.
And likely when the backlash to that started, because it was an absurd situation, it was quickly escalated up the chain to him. He may have been the one to order them to unban you.
Yeah,
because
likely.
he at least, has enough sense to see how incredibly bad that makes them look.
Likely.
And that would explain why he was very familiar with the situation.
Yeah, but that still doesn't take away from the problem. Which is the way they reacted to Ethan's content twice.
That motherfucker
When he
reacted.
got banned for 30 days and then refused the appeal. So he's still just not addressing the problem.
Mm-hmm. Right. And
Dan.
Huh?
Look at Dan. Such a Dan.
Oh, lost my... Oh, very good. I'm looking good. He was trying to... I'm being silenced for playing... for steel manning...
First Amendment,
Dan
dude.
Clancy.
Where's my First Amendment prize?
I don't even think this, but just to play devil's advocate for a second.
Wow, old school. Can you see if the HDMI got kicked out or something?
I don't think you're playing devil's
No,
advocate.
it's everyone's camera.
But I think he responded so quickly, Dan, that it just...
I think he's
it's
well aware of the
suggestive that
situation at this point.
Yeah.
100%.
And I think he, yeah, I mean, I don't think you're playing a devil's advocate, or that's crazy. I mean, all pretty plausible.
I like that she still tried to get him to address it, but he wasn't going to.
She brought him right to the point where it's like, well,
Yeah.
manually, blah blah blah.
Right, and it is interesting that he stopped wanting to engage with
No
it. as soon
comment
as it went
again.
Because our core problem is that there is a company-wide agenda, and that they apply their rules
Anyway, great video.
inconsistently.
Great video. Dan Clancy, everybody. All right, moving on to this character named Matt Lieb, who is a leftist orbiter of Hassan And he.
She said she could explain more if we want her to. He told her more off camera.
He did?
He told me about the original ban off camera. Please let me explain.
Sure.
So I don't know how do you want to explain, but we would love
Well, we
to
have
hear
her
it.
on. I don't smoke meth.
Send a message to Ray.
She's saying he.
A real fight is on Pelago.
Yeah.
He told her why, but he wouldn't let her record.
Well, tell me.
Also, if we want to quickly show the clip, I found it. It's under number 5.
Oh, that was fast.
It's
Nice.
like a really quick clip.
Since y'all missed my first super draft, it stated again, grape nut is edible aquarium gravel. For real. Absolutely for real.
Facts.
Where'd you send it?
It's number 5 in the doc. I highlighted it.
All right, let's take a look.
Abi Kiev'de yaşıyorum. Geliyorlar Akif sikecekler abi bir şey yap ne olursun. Ya kimseyi sikecek bir şey yok. Orada gittin Kiev'e karı düzmek için Ukraynalı kadınlarla beraber olmak için şimdi götüne girdi. Hadi bakalım.
So he's basically saying that the chatter says in Turkish that he is afraid about Russia invading Ukraine because he lives in Kiev, and that's the only information that the chatter typed into the chat. Hassan instantly replies with, he just went there to fuck women, and calls him a slutty bastard, which in the context of Ukraine being stereotypically mentioned in a bunch of movies, culture, and it's just like a well-known thing. It's like a well-known stereotype that Ukrainian women just want to. They are just like gold diggers. They're just like, it's like an insanely misogynistic take that a lot of people use. The way that he instantly went there, it's so. I cannot describe it how bad it actually sounds to a Ukrainian woman, but that's like insane. And the way that he says it in Turkish, he laughs about it, and
Sounds
he knows
really gross.
he knows that like no one will understand from like English-speaking people, and then he kind of like translates it, but he doesn't give it a good explanation. So just roll a couple more seconds.
He's a disgusting misogynist, and I'm definitely gonna make a video about that at some point. There's just so much to talk about on this issue. It's endless.
Poza pezevenk. Kaç lan? Hadi bakalım. Götüne girdi Ukrayna şimdi. Anyway.
Say what you said.
No, the dude is like, bro, I'm in fucking Ukraine right now. I'm in Kiev. Please, we're gonna get fucked. And I said, you horny motherfucker, you went to Ukraine just so you could, hook up with Ukrainian women, and now it's in your ass.
Oh, we didn't even need to translate it.
Yeah. He explains it, but it's like he explains it more calmly that he said it in Turkish. But you can still hear
really-
like him explaining it in English is still stereotypical.
The only
and
reason a
insane.
Turkish person would go to Ukraine was for like sex tourism or something.
Yes.
A shitty way to translate. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a disgusting fucking pig. He's gross. All right, let's talk about this dude, Matt Lieb. Now, Lieb means love in German. I think this man's name should be Matt Hate, because he is a hateful bigot.